like we are 22 right now. Just let go, lose control, play songs on the radio too loud. This could be magical. Whoa, whoa. This could be magical. To escape, and here we are, driving.
Yo, 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 yo. How you guys doing out there tonight? Is everyone pumped up for this Thursday? Let's get this party going. Can you hear it? Where's J.A.? Does he even work here anymore? I mean, I don't know. What's going on, everybody? Let's see who's here, by the way. Let's check out the scenery. Oh, I'm here. I said hello, everyone. Roxanne was first. She jumped in here. That was very nice. And then we got Cashew. Hello, hello. We got my mom. How you doing? And then we got Sammy Superstar. I was just talking to you a little while ago. How you doing, Sammy? And then we got J.A. He's back there hanging out. VY World, what's up? I'm glad to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in. And Mommy Lala. Hello, how are you? Thanks for coming in, Mommy Guide. And Just Jason, thank you, man. Appreciate it. How you doing? How's that tech world treating you? You punching down patch panels or what? I know how it is. I know how it is. Melanie, hey, haven't seen you in a while. I know you've been busy. You got this new series going on with your channel. I was checking some stuff out. I got to catch up on some of it though. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, so here's Cy. Hi, Cy. I just sighed for Cy. How you doing? Nice to see you. Abby Stalker Mom. How you doing? All right, and of course, we have coming up in the rear, my wife. Did I say that? Did I get myself in trouble? I hope not. Tech troublemaker. Did I get myself in trouble? Tell me. And we got Annie. I just skipped over Vinny because I want to see if he was like, "Dude, what? You didn't see me?" Hey, Vin, how you doing, brother? And Laura Williams, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate that. And Tracy Parks. Hi, how you doing? All right, let's see really quick what Jeff is up to. He's probably in the back pouting about how he's not out here yet. But if you don't know who I am, my name is John Ryan, Coffee Talk and Tech. You can feel free. I know I'm making him wait longer. You can feel free to come on in and ask any tech questions you like, or anything about YouTube. I've been doing YouTube for only a year, but I've been streaming for about 5 months, so I have years of streaming knowledge, literally in 5 months. It's ridiculous. Maybe not, maybe. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm telling you. So come on in here and check us out. We're going to have some fun, and let's go see what JA is doing and bring him into the scene. All right. How you doing? What's going on?
Man, I have so many questions with that intro. First of all, did you really say yo yo yo?
Yo yo
How is everybody doing? That was my first issue.
Wow, up the rear. No, I didn't say that.
You said,
I didn't say
and then
that.
that was a weird comment about your wife, considering the doctor appointment thing. So there was just so many things I had questions, but yeah, it was a lovely intro.
We don't know
Nicely
that
done.
backstory. Not everybody knows that backstory. Oh, backstory.
I know. That's
Did I
you
just
just
say
fixated
that?
on the whole weirdness tonight. It's good to see everybody. I see people popping in here, but I will not read ahead. I will not. I sound like Dr. Seuss. I will not. I will.
This is
I
my
will
wife.
not. I cannot. I see not. I know who you
Later,
are.
hon.
Oh.
Later.
Oh no, it's a family show.
What's
and
up, Brian?
you just
What's going on?
you turned it into
Did we?
Showtime.
Did we
at
really?
night.
I don't know. There's
I
my
didn't.
wife saying hi to everybody. Hey,
I'm
here's
all about-
everyday why are you talking over me?
Yes, Patrick.
You got a hat on tonight, so you're like detective mode or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to find your IQ.
Any twerk questions? We'll get into that in a little bit because I threw my back out twerking the other day. I mean, working the other day. And
Twerk? Really? Did you? Because I threw my.
No.
You did not.
I did not. Tom Buck, I
you're
really
so
appreciate it, man. Stopping in to say
Hiya.
hi. I know it's old news, but the new mics are sounding. It's not old news, not especially coming
Yeah,
from you.
it's-
So I appreciate that.
yeah.
And
Good to see you, Tom.
yeah, I really like them. And when I heard JA on this mic, I was like, I have to get on this. And literally, I don't want to give a secret away, but we got these mics for kind of ridiculously cheap. And
Yeah.
literally, mine was brand new. So it was worth every dollar.
Oh yeah. They did. Mine was unbelievably amazing for the price. I was really happy, and
Yeah.
And then the trick was for us to flip on the bass frequency to get the presence we wanted vocally, which
Yeah,
I needed
that
more
just
than you,
made
but
it pop a little bit more. Yeah, for sure.
it did. Yeah, we didn't need to add any front end, EQ or anything to lower that like we normally would do.
Unique view.
Thank
you for coming in today. I really appreciate you stopping
You
by.
are unique.
Kimbusha, you have a wrench. Just remember, you have a wrench. So I just want to let you know.
she does. Yeah,
There
you
is-
hand out wrenches just so easy compared to me.
No, that's not true. But I have a couple more I want to put out there, and I will soon. And it's like not anything special. It's really you're helping me make sure that everything goes smooth in the stream. And then here's Cy. I threw out my back to working things I've never thought I would hear around here. Well, yeah. There's a funny story behind that whole thing, which is blind guy, his wife, and my life, right? They call me Coffee Talk and Twerk over there. And it's like this ongoing joke. So it's kind of like going into every day where they see me, they don't call me Coffee Talk and Tech, which is cool. I don't mind that. It's fun. So, yeah. And JA's got the new hat. And
It's not new, but it's the first time I've worn it. I've had this hat for many, many years.
Yeah,
yeah,
on
I've never
here,
worn it on
anyway.
here. I went into my drummer costumes and pulled the hat out. I always liked this hat. It was fun. Yeah,
Look at that.
It had its moment.
Look at that hat.
Look at that! Look at that! Like I took my first
Got
step.
a little close up on that hat.
Look at him go.
Yeah, there's Sammy. He's here. Yep, Coffee Talk and Talking Twerk.
Coffee twerk.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
What are you
yeah,
gonna do?
Yeah. We don't want to see that.
No, I kind of forgot to put. I was gonna put a little poll up here today. Not a poll like a dance poll, but I was gonna put a poll to be able to ask people how many people here actually have a audio interface that they use, or are you just using a USB mic, or maybe something else? A year ago, I started this YouTube channel. I had a USB mic that I had bought, and I started out with that, and I did.
Was it a Blue Yeti?
No, it wasn't a Blue Yeti. It was the mic, boom arm, everything cost like $42 total. And I was so like unbelievably new, and I just didn't have a dollar to really invest in that. And I didn't know what I really wanted. And so I got this mic, and the first video I ever did was me talking about 3 different types of mics: a lavalier mic, and that mic, and one other mic like on the webcam. And so I just want to play that for you so you guys can kind of see, like, hear how I sound and how it looks and all that jazz, because it's a year ago about this month, about when it all went down.
It's incredible.
When I did like my first video. So
this is the origin of John, huh? This is really where it started. You were like a fetus on YouTube at that point.
I kind of was. And so I just want to show this really quick, and let's just make sure the
really
audio comes in also. So let me know if you hear this, Jeff. This
I will. Got it. Yep.
Microphone
right here. There it is.
That you see.
God.
And it is like $50 or maybe a tad under right now. I mean, look at the placement. That's top-notch pro. And this is what it sounds like. Right? I'm showing the screen here. 4 or 5 months. It sounds really good.
Yeah, like you're talking away from the mic. That's good.
Talking away from the mic.
Talking away from the mic. That's good. Good play. Good technique.
It's like it looks like it's coming out of the sky.
Yeah, it's coming. It's like a drone. Okay.
And you're not mistaken. The volume is like all the way up on here. On
it's maxed. Got it.
Yep. So it's kind of like
so you didn't
bad.
So you and Luffs had no idea about Luffs at the point.
I still don't. But this thing doesn't work. So it's like, no, it worked. I didn't know how to use it right 100%. I'm here talking on this mic. I'm going to switch over to this mic right now.
I mean, it got your voice in there. So there's that.
So we see this mic is going for like about, and that's the lavalier mic. So
that's better.
What this mic sounds like. I got it right here.
It's just more present because you're closer to it.
So anyway, that was my first mic. That's what I used. That's where it all started on that mic.
You might want to get rid of that video. Get rid of that video. You don't want people seeing that.
That is my first video that's on YouTube right now. The other one was actually just a video at work, and I got rid of it. And this is the only one that I have. So, yeah, his hat is awesome.
Yeah.
What's up?
Thank you, Brian.
You saying, what's up, John and Jeff? What's going on? Just hit record.
Are you going to screaming? Ken. How you doing? He just did his Heather interview a couple of days ago, and he's been doing some stuff. I had some videos.
Yeah, he's got.
I like it. He's got a nice look. He's got a really nice look. You could tell he's done it before.
Oh, you mean his whole setup? I thought you were talking about him.
Yeah,
really, you're really into
he's gorgeous.
6'2" guys and
the beard. He's gorgeous. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't see it, I believe he's a Packer fan too. So he's gorgeous.
Headwear, fashion choices, and streaming make it work for you. That's what she's saying. That's basically what she's saying.
All right.
Dime back
want
down.
Me to hat flex. Yeah, Llama Twerk.
Llama Twerk. I saw him earlier today in a stream.
It's twerk. It's not torque. What are you saying?
I'm from Jersey, bro. All right. It's coffee, talk, and tech.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I still have my, I'm not going to say that because I'll get it'll be like a swear word interface. It's high quality and cheap, but doesn't have many features. Okay. That's cool. Anybody else have anything?
I think he swears by it. I mean, he said it's a pretty good thing.
Hey, John and John Lennon. What up?
I got to be honest with you. Between him and Steve Worthy, I am like a punching bag.
Yeah, you're picking up a lot of slack here, you know?
I know, but I think I probably deserve it. But still, I'm like the new kid on the stream who always gets like shoved in a locker. I have that vibe.
You do?
Maybe. Yeah, you're supposed to be my big friend, who protects me from people who take my hat.
So this is I'll take your hat and throw it. It reminds me of the hat when Michael Jackson did the I don't know, Smooth Criminal video. That was it.
Smooth Criminal.
Yeah.
God, I miss Michael Jackson.
Yeah. And then so Dimebag Darren saying, if your situation has you needing to spend extra money on a cloud lifter, consider you spend that money on a more compatible interface. I hate to say it, that's not totally true on because Darren, like you make sense. It all makes sense. But the thing is, so a lot of people want to use a Rodecaster Pro. I mean, everybody just wants to have that. And the truth of the matter is, the majority of the time, if you're using an SM7B or even a pod mic, you're going to want to get a cloud lifter. So a lot of things that put out even up to 60 dBs, okay, of
like the 2i2, and that's
gain.
a wonderful interface, right?
Yeah.
The 2i2 is 60. You need no, it's 48 or something like that, isn't it? What's the 2i2 focus rate?
2i2 is less than
40.
Yeah,
it's less than 60, which is SM7B required.
It is.
Yeah.
But my whole thing was a while ago, I had gotten the cheapest audio interface that I could get on Amazon. And I just wanted to check it out. I didn't do a video on it yet. I may, but it's basically this Behringer Euphoria UM2. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the top. It has the knobs. It's basically has just the basics that you can have, which is a XLR mic or a 3.0 or a XLR jack you could put for an instrument also in that. So that's a plus, right? Or a line out. That's a plus.
Yep.
It's just got some clipping on there. You could throw like a guitar in here if you want to. You got direct monitoring right here. And the 48 volts of phantom power actually comes from the back. So you have to go in the back right here and like flick that on or off.
I don't love that, but okay.
Yeah, it's not exactly great, right? But this thing literally feels like a Frisbee. And the outputs they're RCA jacks. That's it. So, but I used it actually the day that I was in the hotel room with you. And
yes,
yep, and it worked
sounded
pretty good for what it was, right? So, hey, Elo, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in, man. It's nice catching you again today. And
the doctor's in.
So the thing with this is basically it's good for condenser mics that don't need a lot of power. You're not going to get what you need out of this for the majority of the dynamic mics. But it could be someone's first step. But I wouldn't even suggest, like I would basically tell somebody, because there's so many of them out in the market, go to eBay, go to Amazon, go to your local Facebook market, find yourself a Scarlett Solo, a 2i2, $100, $90. And I would go
they're going
that
up too, though, man. Their price has increased. The 2i2 is increased. Like, you know, I thought it would come down, but I mean, right now I think they're 169 new, but eBay even hard to find good deals.
I feel like you're going to start seeing prices going up because if you haven't been paying attention to what's going on, there hasn't been enough workers at the docks. There's multiple ships lined up out in the ocean. There's a chip shortage going on. We can definitely have a bump up in a lot of different sectors again with this kind of stuff. So there's possibilities. Slash wears that hat too, by the way.
Okay, well, you should thank me then.
Thank you,
I made it cool. Slash wore it. Cool that.
Thanks for coming by. I appreciate that. A lot of these people.
Slash is one of those guys that Slash never goes on stage on time. By the way, he's famous for like, I'll go on in 2 hours.
That's what he's always.
He's such a jerk. Yeah.
And a lot of these people I talk to, like during the day, we might go back and forth DMing and talking and stuff like that. But it's the beard. It might be the beard. It could be the beard. So I don't think so. Okay.
I think so.
Here's No Brainer Languages saying hi. Bad connection. I might not be able to stay on, but I'll stick around as long as I can. Hey, do what you can. If you got to go, you got to go. It's not a problem. But I appreciate you coming in and always dropping a comment and hanging out if you can. We appreciate your knowledge.
Absolutely.
So what is he saying here, Dan? Dan, what are you saying? John switches lighting more than JA switches his underwear. That is...
Hats. He didn't say
hats.
where are you reading underwear? How? How did you get
Hats.
underwear out of hats? It's not even
Maybe
close.
I was thinking it. I don't know.
That's even more troubling. I don't. We need to stop the show and reassess
Dan,
what
come
happened
on.
here.
Come on, Dan. I just like to change it up a little bit, you know. So
I don't know. I don't know. Is he might be ripping on the hat changes as much as he is the lighting changes, and that's cool. That's cool. You know,
this is a new person. Indai, just getting here. So do I need it? Oh, that is awesome. We're going to talk a little bit more about it, but I want to drop some confetti because I think this is the first time you're coming into the stream, and I want to give you some props for coming in and actually dropping a comment and saying hi. And we're going to go into where I went with the audio interface. So I actually bought this Behringer after the fact of I bought something else because I just wanted to see what the cheapest one was. And what it sounded like. And that was just to have more knowledge under my belt with it. But what I went and got pretty soon after was an audio interface. And I picked up one of these. And this is really what I started doing a lot of videos on was the Motu M2, right, interface. And I really enjoyed it. I think things sound so clean and good on this. Way better than my Rodecaster does, by the way. Nope, I'm not even lying to you. Yeah,
that's interesting.
It sounds so much better, and this is what this looks like. You got a lot more going on here. So you have two inputs in the front. You have two separate gains. Yep. You have two separate 48 volts right in the front right here that you could just click on. And you have two separate monitoring buttons. And that means that you plug your headphones and you can hear directly what the live, output is. On the front, you got an LCD screen right here that I absolutely love to be able to see instead of just a green light hitting green, or when you peak and it's too late, it's red already. So you know the big difference there, right, guys? By the time you see something peaking, it's like too late. So that is one of the reasons that I like this unit. And when I picked this unit up, it was brand new out, and it was very popular and was sold out quickly. Here's two MIDI ports. That's like hooking up MIDI devices or MIDI keyboards. Here's your USB-C that you use to connect. They give you two RCAs and two XLR balanced outputs for speakers. And both of these can be used at the same time, by the way, if you want to have 4 speakers. And that's what I hooked up and connected my JBLs to. This unit is absolutely stunning. And it's actually up about $20 from when I bought that a year ago. And it works absolutely just got back fantastic. In stock. Yeah.
And then I go, I'm going to go get one. And then they're $20 more.
They're $20 more than they were last year. They're sold out constantly, and it's incredible. It gives you 62 dB of output gain, and the great thing is I was able to run my pod mic at 100%, and if I did videos on this with 100% gain, I was actually able to have a clean noise floor and be able to use it no problem, which is pretty impressive. And on top of that, the headphone amplifier will definitely drive 250 ohm headphones, which is super impressive, and you don't get that very often. So there's like some huge pluses with that whole setup. But then you're saying, okay, John, that's an awesome setup. Everybody knows I've had a Rodecaster for about a year, and why am I not using it now? And what is that all about? So anyway, I want to give a shout out to Bracket Reviews, guys. This is Amateo. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being on my first live stream. John, much appreciated. This guy live streamed for the first time today. He's over in Africa. We started last year about the same time with our YouTube channels. He's rocking it out. He's producing videos all the time. You want to see someone who has limited stuff available to him and succeed. This is proof, people, that your hard work gets things done, and a great imagination and the fortitude to keep going, because this kind of guy right here, everyone should take in and emulate about, how to get there the first year. He just made it happen.
Yeah, he's not making any excuses. He's getting out there and just doing it.
He's doing it. So
Just
any
doing
thoughts on the MV7X? I know that there are reviews out on that and people are talking about. I don't have enough knowledge about it yet, and I haven't listened too much about it because at this point there's so many mics that I have done reviews on that are steals for under literally $80 that are really effective. And if you wanted to have a condenser mic, I still say for the bang for the dollar, the Rode NT1 is the lowest noise floor you'll get for money that you can get out there. And if you want
this is a dynamic mic.
Yeah.
Okay,
and if you want a dynamic, then the pod mic is an absolute steal for the price that it is.
Yeah, because the MV7X or whatever, I think it's around 179-ish now, which isn't terrible. How you doing, Amate? I'm sorry I didn't catch you live today, but John and I were talking about it, and he did give you some glowing reviews. So I will jump in and check that out.
The smile on his face lit up the whole screen, and I was really happy for him. So,
like your smile.
So we just hit record. I wouldn't trade my Rodecaster Pro for anything else. You might if you need to. I know where you're going. You're a podcast guy. This thing is outstanding for what it is, right? It does everything that you can imagine that you want to do. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit, because I'm going to tell you why I wanted it, right? Because I wanted the Go XLR, but they were having troubles with the settings holding in Windows, and it kept on resetting. And I just didn't want to, I was just new to everything. I was trying to avoid all the hassles with trying to figure all that stuff out. Green Machine Outdoors, what's going on, man? Nice seeing you. And thanks for coming in.
Funny because by the time I got it near the end of the year, I wasn't really having those kind of problems. So between when you were looking for it,
right,
and when I started really kind of dumpster diving into it, they had kind of tweaked a lot of that stuff. But yeah, it was a problem.
Oh, it was. It was happening to a lot of people. So Tracy has a mixer. This is Tom Bernhard podcast, the Tommy Barnhart podcast. Tracy has a mixer by them, like $50. She hasn't had issues with the pod mic, thankfully. Now, listen, I think the pod mic is great, and if you get up close enough to it, you might not need a cloud lifter, but other people may.
He's talking about the Behringer mixer, and I've had them in and out. The only problem with Behringers, like, they're great if they sit. They are not trustworthy if you tour or you move them around a lot for external like gigs or take them out for podcast. I wouldn't really want to do that too much, but they're fine. But they tend to, if you use them a lot and pull out the XLRs, they have a habit of those XLR channels going bad. That's all. Right. But other than that, they're fine.
Darren is asking right now, do you think that a person is making a mistake using an SM58 at their beginning? Absolutely. Right, Jeff, we both agree on this, right?
Yeah. I played around. I took an SM. I agree. I took an SM57 and then put an SM81 like sock on it, a windsock, and I tested it against my SM7B. And because the sock for that windsock really mimics what's going on in the 7B, and it's really really close. To be honest with you, they're not that far apart.
Right.
So 58. It's great. Maybe you want to put a sock on it though, maybe to put some harshness in that back. But man, it works fine.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to, but it's great for what it is. But if you're trying to find something that looks the part of being a streamer and being, set up on a desk where you're actually talking to people, you want something a little bit looking good. There's so many different things out there. I got the AKG 120 and the 990 MXL. And if you listen to those, you're going to think they're outstanding condenser mics. And then the pod mic is just the steal for that price too. So like they're all in that range where I think, there's multiple uses that some people have, and there's uses that other people have. You have to make that decision, but there's a ton of mics to really help you make that great decision that are out there. So it's just a matter.
Yeah. But to his point at the beginning, a mic, the SM58 is not a mistake, not at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, they are great values, and the Behringers, and they're fine. They're fine. Like the UM 22, I think it is a great one. They're out there. And Indy is asking something. I'm not really know if I understand, but what a great in-ear for the keyboardist and the bass combo. I don't know as far as like.
I mean, the only thing I would say about keyboard and bass is you're going to need something with a little more low end. So you might want to look for an IEM actually that's more that a drummer would get. So like in the Shure family, they have the 215s. I have the 315s for a drummer because I need a little more low end, and that helps me hear the bass player. So you can get by with a $40 IEM off of Amazon. It'll work. But if you are looking for something a little bit more solid, a little bit more dynamic and detailed, $99 you can, I think, are the SE 215s for the Shure IEMs. Those are really good starter points. And if you have the money, I forgot, what is it? It's like $499. Again, I don't know your budget.
Wheelhouse. This is your
It is my wheelhouse. Yeah, we've gone through so many in-ear monitors over the years trying to figure out. I mean, you can get the 535, which is another higher. I mean, you can go up to $1,000. So I don't know, again, what's your budget? And you can will also make them form fitting so you can send the mold in. So, I mean, it just depends. But if you look, what are the ones we have again? These are like the $40 ones.
Yeah, mine were literally $24.99, I think.
Mine went for the pro version of this because I needed more low end, and these kicked a lower bass for me. Yeah. And I think that's why I went with them, and I have it right here. It's the
how's the BT 990s for what he's asking?
Yeah, no. They're not in ears. They're going to be those are.
Oh, he wants
cams.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. You don't want that. So these are the KZ S10s. They're a brand off of Amazon. They were $44 or something like that. For example, you don't need. I would say, like, if you can get something with 5 drivers at $47, the 5 drivers will give you a bigger dynamic range. And for a keyboard player that has all the octaves, or a bass player who's got something so low, that's what I would look into. Gotcha. So if you have something in mind, or you have a specific need or a budget, I guess throw that out there.
Yeah.
And, maybe we can come up with an opinion on that for you.
And then I believe Mrs. Coach
don't
is
overspend.
Ken. No, don't. This is Ken's wife. Hey guys, first time checking out your stream, John.
Oh,
thank
nice.
you so much. I really appreciate you stepping in here.
I like that.
And
Mrs.
saying
Coach.
Hi.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tommy's saying that we were in the hotel. John was talking about you guys being in the hotel room together. Went straight to Jeff's underwear. Yep. That Tommy. Yep. Tommy came in shortly after that, if you remember, Jeff.
Yeah, I remember that. Maybe he's inspiring or triggering you, but there is something about that. Maybe there was something that triggered my underwear. I don't know, but we need to have a discussion about it off air.
I hope not. So I want to see what shirt am I? He's asking, what shirt am I wearing tonight?
That looks like an old chrome.
No,
what is that?
It's like the blades of the.
It's the shutter thing, the aperture thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Aperture.
Yes, it is. And
that's cool. The KZs, I'm sorry, I was just reading down below, but the KZs are surprisingly the best cheaper headphone. I have to agree, man. I go with that KZ brand and you will not be unhappy about it. Let me see if this link, I don't know, can I drop this link in there for them? Would that be okay?
You can, yeah. So this is not spelled correctly, but Vinny's giving you some praise on Mateo, saying, I'm Mateo, because like it was so exciting, because I remember that first day when I streamed, and it was just like so much fun and excitement, and I was so pumped up, and I'm
so happy for him. He supports everybody, he's been so supportive, and he always brings such a great energy, and to see people finally do their own thing and then they get that support back. And I feel a little bad. I wasn't here, but we'll always support because we really want to. And John was there, of course, because John, that's what you do. You're a monster supporter. You're a Hulk of a supporter. And
I try to.
So I'm not surprised. I know you do. You do.
So Keith is here, the Convos, and I just want to say to him, Keith, don't forget the week of Halloween.
Oh,
you heard it here first before you hear it any other stream out there. Okay.
Yeah, they're just stealing our idea.
We're doing a Halloween stream, and we're dressing up on Thursday, on Thursday and on Tuesday
Tuesday.
on Jeff's. So if anybody wants to come on in with us and show off their outfit and hang a little bit and have some fun, it's going to be a fun week. It's going to be a chill week. We could still answer questions about anything that people want. We still might talk about like Black Friday deals coming up and anything like that. But but we're going to have fun and dress up. So if anybody wants to do that, they're more than welcome to.
And don't forget, even if you don't want to come on, John and I are going to dress up as sumo wrestlers. So you get to watch that as we talk about audio interfaces for 2 hours.
Sammy follows everything. I don't even look, but he's like, wow, 30 people. Congrats. That I think that is actually the most I've ever had. So thank you, by the way, everybody. That is like so awesome. I appreciate that.
I'm glad I set up 10 views.
Thanks for that, John. No, it's all true, Amadeus. It's all true.
Yeah.
And Keith here is saying the MVSX is an MV7 minus the USB and headphones. Okay. All right. So
yeah, that's why it's a little cheaper, I think.
I got to check that out. So anyways, I do want to skip over and talk about a little bit of the Rodecaster Pro, right? Because that's where I went next with everything. I was like, I want more control in my stream.
So let's backtrack. You had a USB.
I got a
what
USB
did you have? You had a USB?
microphone. Yep.
All right.
Then I went to the Mo 2. And listen.
Then you went to the Mo 2.
I'm going to tell you right now, and I've said this to everybody before. Don't go buy a Mo 2 M2 before you have any decent lighting. I went and bought this and did a video in the dark, literally. It was ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So
this is John and his cave reviews. Coming
it was
at you.
silly. My wife is like, "It's too dark," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I'm just like,
oh, she supported you right out of the gate. She was supporting you.
So yeah, she was absolutely. So anyway, I went to this. Right, this is the baby right here. Right, this is the one everybody wants. They're talking about. It's one of them at least. So we can see. With this, it is great, right? So Ken was talking, I won't trade this in for nothing. So in this, you have 4 XLRs, right? That you can attach your mics to. You got 4 headphones. You got 2 outputs for speakers. And you have your power here, which they do sell a cord with power that you can hook up to USB and run this off of a USB power brick. I've said that before. And here is a power button, which we don't see on everything. And then because this is so directly important for podcasting, it comes with a little SD card in the back that you can put right in, and it records directly to the SD card, or you could directly go to your hard drive and the SD card separately. And then if you turn this around, right, who doesn't love a good what?
Good fader.
Who doesn't?
I love
Darth
a good
Vader.
fader.
So
good fader, not Vader.
Now you can go.
They were only motorized,
right?
They need to be motorized, though.
You can go to each track and set up all your onboard processing. So you can add a de-esser, you can add a compressor, et cetera, add this on the fly. Which is one of the main things people love. You hit record right there, it's recording, you got sound pads. Over here, you got controls of your headphones. This is a podcaster's dream, right? It literally is a podcaster's dream here. And so, but here's the whole thing. Here's the whole thing I want to show you though. Here's your outputs, 1 and 2. Then it goes 3, 4, 5, 6. This is your output 7 and 8 stereo. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. That's all the outputs you have. Now, I want to control what's on my computer. I can go and control the volume of my browser with my USB. But now, if I want to control music, what am I doing? Now I literally have to connect my phone to one of these and use my phone separately and bring it in. What if I want to have Discord hooked up? What if I want to have music coming from another browser? You're stuck. You're stuck. You're limited.
What if you want a game?
What if you? Well, that's a whole different story, right? Because most people here aren't looking to game.
I know.
But
I took it to an extreme.
It's not perfect for everything, but that's not what my point is here. But let me see if there's anything anybody's saying here about any opinions. Okay, so he hasn't used it for a podcast yet, Ken, but it's coming. That's coming. I believe that's why you would get it, right? Oh no, my Rodecaster Pro collects dust. Okay, why does it collect dust? And what are you using now, Keith? That's what I would like to know. And kombucha. Okay,
he's going to need an interface because he's got at least two mics over there.
Right. And here's Brian. He's saying, I used to work with an engineer who loved Behringers, but they sound nice, but they would echo JA's assessment. Sorry. What does that mean?
But I'll sign anything.
What do you think?
It means what I said earlier about they're fine if you leave them stable. They are not meant to be moved around. They do break, and the inside of those things start to get wonky really fast if you keep plugging in and out. So the heavy use on them, they're not really made for tour. They're not tour worthy. Okay. Let's put it that way.
And Keith is saying, hey, Jeff, being a studio guy as well, it's like using different mics to record drums and you use different ones to record. Right, absolutely. As the mics for video match character with the mic. Absolutely, right. Different mics for different
you absolutely. I'm not going to throw a pencil mic in the kick drum, right? So, we have all those mics. We have the right tom mics, and then tom mics get changed as you get lower. You got to use a different tom mic that has a wider diaphragm that can take that pressure and those frequencies. And so on and on and on. And I'm right now using Shure. I have a drummer friend that's touring right now using the new Lewitt drums. He's sponsored mics, but I haven't heard back from him yet what he thinks of them. But yeah, exactly right. Right. Exactly right. Mic for the right.
Darren's saying here, I used for years and still have a Behringer mixer with effects and compression and used it for karaoke for around 10 years. It's still down in the box in the garage. I mean, a lot of these things will last forever and they're solid, but I'm talking about something that you're going to use today, now, streaming, okay? Say you're a one-person streamer. What do you want to use? What do you think the best thing is? Because this is what Jeff and I have been dealing with for over a month or so, and we definitely love the ability that the Wave XLR gives. There's things lacking. There's always things lacking. Yeah. But I showed you the things that are lacking in the Rodecaster for streaming, and now there are things that are lacking on the Wave also.
I kind of think one of the interesting things is I still think there's a lack of understanding of the power of the audio routing that the Go XLR and the Wave XLR do. Like, I'm a nerd, but I always get a Darth Vader vibe with your mics. I know that. I know. He was the first one to say it, but he's also not wrong. So I want you to fear that. Fear my mic. What was I saying? What was I saying before Brian interrupted me?
I don't know.
Oh, the audio routing. So you're talking about, I mean, maybe it is just that a lot of people don't care about that. But I mean, we always have to get along that fact of people who take things to the max like we do when you want to run browser, music, other external sources.
Yeah, but it's not the max. It's not the max.
Not really. You're right. I mean, no, I'm just saying, but we could. I mean,
but even if you want to have a nice stream that is much more effective, it's so much simpler to have separate browsers to control different audios, to be able to come in and you could literally run your music platform off of another app also. You can go and have Discord.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying that you can take any audio source and route that and have that at your fingertips and then granularly adjust that sound. You could do it with faders with with the Go XLR. Now you have faders that you've blocked on and that's working out really well, and that's going to be my next step. So look, I'm always about in the live stream world making things obviously that'd be quality. I also love functionality, space. I like on my desk.
Right.
I'm not really too worried about looks, but looks are nice. If you have something that's aesthetic, like
looks are nice, and I think the space, like you said, is a big thing, and this is tremendously big. But again, if you're a podcaster or you do any bit of podcasting, this thing's a dream. The Rodecaster's a dream.
But if you're not. It is, but if you're not going to really use the two mics and you don't really use the onboard processors, then you're spending $300 more than you need to when you could have a Wave XLR.
Because remember, I truly believe if anyone was to use this Motu M2 with the same exact mic than the Rodecaster, every mic that I was on with this sounded better. Definitely
it's a cleaner preamp.
Better.
It's a cleaner preamp, right?
Yeah. It just sounded amazing with no processing. My pod mic sounded way better than with even processing on the Rodecaster. And that's just with my voice. That may not be the same with your voice, by the way. KZs are
Mine will sound like crap.
The best cheaper headphones I've ever used. And so, yeah, a lot of people think they're incredible. I use the K-Bears, which are really cheap and effective for what they are.
That's why if the Indie's still around, I mean, give those a shot. I mean, at $40 some dollars, that is a cheap risk. And I've used them on gigs, and I have the expensive Shure SE315s and higher. And I actually kind of like these better. The Shures fit my ears a little bit better, but
yeah. I mean, there's so many pluses here. I want to go. What is Tom saying here, Tommy? He's saying we have blondes. They are great, but I get weirded out by the zero bass. After a few minutes, I forget, though. So I have no experience with that. Do you ever hear that?
I honestly can't even tell you what that is. That's interesting. So it must be a very, very flat frequency. They must have scooped a lot of... Oh, they just scooped out the total bass from... That's interesting. Oh, yeah. All right.
Nice. Kombucha better
I got to
show
get me
up.
some of... I got to get me some of those Convo's glasses he's got there. Those are great glasses.
I can't wait
I'll
to
never
see
wear
John's
them.
Halloween decoration. Yeah. She's making fun of me already. She's like, how are you decorating? I don't know if I'm going to decorate. And then she's like, no, you have to decorate.
I'm going to decorate. So if you don't want to look like the fool.
I know.
Then,
by the way, did you see this message right here?
No. I did not see it.
Did Nightbot leave? I put in Nightbot to have your channel come up every so often. Did it come up at all?
It did. I saw it.
Okay, good.
I did see. Well, that's not what you were showing me though, so that's why I didn't. I thought you meant did I see no-brainers?
So this way, if anybody wants to jump into the stream and just find Jeff's channel, it's right in there. So
that's very nice of you. That's sweet of you.
You stream and the sound is superb. Do you guys use noise removal in recording videos, or is it the sound that also that clean? So
raw. For me,
yours
I
is
have
raw.
nothing. Zero. I have no VSTs. I'm not using any unless
right
you are because I'm
right
going
now
through
it's
you.
raw. It's raw. But he's asking in recorded videos.
In recorded videos. Do you have using? Here's the thing.
I think he's saying, do you have to use noise removal in recording? That's what he's saying.
I think he's saying, do you guys have to use based on? For me, I use a little. If I use this mic,
okay,
I'm using right now, right here. I'm touching. I'm recording right now to remove this, and I'm using a pencil mic, another Shure mic, a 137. And even with no fans, nothing, it's so sensitive. I'll have to throw an NS1 and push it up to like 15. But that's nothing. Like that'll clean that up in no time. But other than that, no, I don't really do anything. And
if I close my door, I don't use anything at all. And
you have carpeting though, right?
I have
carpeting
yes.
there. Mm-hmm. The issue here is acoustical. Really, is going to be my acoustical situation where I have a lot of wood floor. I have a big room, and I'm in the process of working with a sound engineer. We're going to build. And I'm going to film it and make a video out of it. We are going to build acoustical panels to get rid of some of this acoustical reflection. And I'm hoping that helps too with some of that.
It will definitely. Those transients. It will definitely help.
I hope so because
I don't know
going to
who
be a pain in the butt.
Nick H is, but this is the first time I believe
I've
seen him come into the stream. So I want to drop a little confetti for someone new dropping in here. Guys,
look at that.
I didn't know it, but Sammy let us know. We hit a new record of 30 people stopping in the stream. That is so awesome. I can't even tell you how that makes me feel inside. It puts a big smile on my face.
But
I'm just glad the great conversations that we have, with 10 people in here. It doesn't matter. It's the conversation, and we have really good conversation in here. So thank you.
I just think though, if you really cared, you would get up and do a little twerk celebration dance.
No, we're not doing that.
No, we're not doing it?
No.
I'm very disappointed at this.
Convo says, yes, John, that's the way you use multi-angles. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, especially coming from a guy who loves the extra stuff.
I think Keith could do a clinic on the angle stuff. He's got a great setup there.
Yeah, he absolutely
has one of the best his stuff. He has one of the best setups I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the firmware updates they've done, and I have them all, And they are no, I have them all. I've got them on beta, and I've used them. I have done a video. I was one of the first people that you can even thought about finding a video on using the ACO drivers in Windows to separate all those channels out in Audacity. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from around the world, people thanking me for that type of stuff before those ACO drivers ever even came out. So I showed them how to do multi-channel recording with the Rodecaster. And because I did that video because I couldn't find any info on it on YouTube, surprisingly. So I made that video, and it was really, really cool to see all the channels split up, and I could go in there and change them all out. And that was before they did the latest firmware. Now with that, you can bring it into the DAWs with the latest firmware with the ACO drivers. That's huge.
It's interesting. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have two questions for you to kind of go ahead, finish your point.
I
wanted to circle back a little bit though. So finish your point so I can.
I was just going to say, the great thing about Rode, they're a superb company, and they're always improving their products. And that's the way I feel with Elgato also. So with their firmwares, you could see new and more new stuff. And this could make it much more versatile. They could separate things even more and do different kinds of things. But I'm just saying that it's not that I'm saying that this is bad by any means. I'm just saying, make sure you keep an open mind about what you need and what is effective for what you want to do. That's all.
I feel like everybody keeps saying, I want a Rodecaster, but they don't really know. Like, it's become the SM7B of audio interfaces, where the hype is so big around it. And it is a great, piece of gear. I'm not saying it's not, but I sometimes wonder, I feel like people are going after something they don't really tend to use fully. To what they really need. And so that's a little bit, because we even had a conversation on Tuesday with somebody, and they're like, well, okay, you're right, because I'm not going to use it for that. So there are so many other considerations. And I wanted to circle back to on No Brainer. He was talking about using like noise suppression in our recordings.
Okay.
I mean, that's the beauty of the dynamic mics, right? Because the rejection on this thing's pretty solid, I think. But we could use noise suppression live with vMix though, right? We could throw VST plugins. I think that you said they use VST3 plugins.
Yeah, you can put the VST3 plugins and use those right off the bat. And then there's built-in compression in vMix, and there's EQ to extent in vMix too. So there's several things that we can do without anything else.
But you don't want to keep adding that overhead though if you don't have to. So
no, but it's at least it's built into a good system. This is what we stream with is vMix, and it's really top notch for a lot of things, and we really enjoy using it. But here's the thing: you can put music on the sound pads. Yep, I've done that since day one, because when I was using StreamYard, that's the only way I could bring in music into StreamYard. I literally had to pre-put my songs on the sound pads. Otherwise, I could not bring in music. And you go find someone last year or 6 months ago, or even now, that uses the Rodecaster and brings in music any other way. There's not. You can't into StreamYard.
Yeah.
So
it's so slick with the Wave or the Go XLR, how easy you can.
So much better.
It takes voice meter and just makes it so simple. I think it's even better just because. Voice meter is great.
This is what Tommy's saying. He's saying that's why I love the Go XLR. The routing and the app control within Windows is sick for what I need currently. And he's a streamer, and he gets it, because there's really nothing better right now for the last how many years for streaming purposes than the Go XLR. The only thing is, like we've said before, you might not be able to get the updates, and we don't know where that company's going with things. They're not telling you anything. And that's why at that present time, I didn't own a Go XLR. And so I jumped right into when that Wave XLR came out, I knew it was going to be sold out right away. And I jumped on it and I bought it, and I'm using it and I love it. Tommy, my attitude too on this too is the only people that hate Go XLR are generally people who never bought them. I notice there's like this weird pushback with people who have Go XLRs, but if you have one, you'll know how great it really can be for a live streamer. And if the Wave XLR was not here, I would just constantly be using it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot too.
Glad to know that
So
Tommy
Brian's
does
saying,
have some good taste.
I don't get how the Rodecaster Pro is limited. It's limited exact. Like, I think you might have put this up a couple minutes before, what I just explained. And then if that doesn't show you that it's limited, then you're just going to have to do it yourself and use it. And when you use it, then you'll wonder why you got it, because you thought it could do this, which I didn't. The Rodecaster Pro allowed me to do one or two more things than I previously thought, but I thought it was
limited.
More.
But limited is relative, because you got to base it against some fact that means that's relative to what you're going to use it
to
for.
what you're going to use it for. Right.
Yeah. If you're going to, Brian, if you're going to use it to multi-podcast with two people, it's absolutely beyond not better. Limited. Right. If you're going to, though, sit down and be a live streamer and you want to control really well without having to tab out and do things, your monitors, your mic, your music, your browser, all these musical things, if you want to be able to control those, then it is limited. Then you're going to have to be a little bit more ingenious and put extra effort. And in a way, you're going to have to hack it a little bit to make it as nice as what you're getting in the Wave XLR, for example.
Right. Right.
It just depends. But it's not limited. It's just the purpose. It could be limited, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like you said it perfect, for your needs. So it can be limited. But here's the thing. It could be limited for my streaming, but what else are you going to find? I could go down. I've said this a million times already. So if you're not sick of it, then understand. I could take this down to the park,
put it on
with
a
a
loop.
USB power bank and record a podcast in the park, okay? Or anywhere for that matter. So this is super useful. Then you go and get an A10 Mini and a laptop. You plug that in with two cameras, and now you can do a recording with the podcast, and you can have video, and a whole scenario of things happen after that, right? You can use that anywhere, and it's not a big setup.
Yeah.
You can fit it in the back of your car, everything. So,
and to flip the script, that same scenario, try to use the Wave or Gold XLR, and it would be limited, because the purpose is so against the grain of what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So that's a great example. It is a little bit. I mean, I can appreciate the confusion of that from people to hear things. It's all when you lay out those features, you're thinking, why? And that's why I'm saying I think people are hearing that, but they got to think about what they're really going to use it for. It's kind of not really for every person.
And you guys are saying great things. They're great things. I just want to point out, you just got to know what you're using your equipment for, because that's where mistakes get, they get found, or you spend money in something that you didn't really have to, or you weren't sure about. So all these things come into play, and I don't regret ever getting the Rodecaster, because I bought it secondhand. So I'm not losing money on this. Okay. So the great thing is I know what it can do, and I know there's not really much out there that does it better. So I think what Ken is saying right here, great processing in the Rodecaster Pro 2. Yes, that would have been 4 to 5 pieces of gear a few years. Yeah, more like 7, 8 years. Well, yeah, about 6 years ago. But that he's absolutely right. I mean, he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes for this too. Where like you go back a few years for something like this, and it's the same scenario. So technology moves forward, but that still doesn't change the fact of it either fits your needs or it doesn't fit your needs, or it's enough to cover every avenue to a decent extent.
Yeah.
That's all we're talking about, because nothing's perfect. I'll tell you right now, I'm not sitting here and saying, oh, this Wave XLR, it does everything. It's fantastic. Dude, it's got one XLR input. I don't want that. Give me at least 2. Give me 2 outputs for my speakers. Then I can actually use it for an audio interface. Why not put the headphones in the front? I'm streaming, for God's sakes. There's things that are not perfect. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying for your needs. So that's all I'm saying.
You're passionate about it. Wow.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? People don't talk about a lot of this stuff, and they don't understand it. And so I think it gets lost in translation. It's the same thing with the Rode wireless mic 2s. People do half of the time. I hear people. I know I've said this before. Literally, people that listen to everything they say, 100,000 subscribers plus, and they're telling you, oh, for $250 you can get this audio, these wireless mics, and save yourself $50. They're the same thing. No, they're not. They're not the same thing. Okay, because here's the big difference. Every mic that you say for $200 and $250 for $300, they don't record the audio if your signal goes out. So if you're a content creator and you're filming and your audio goes out because you're too far away or a interference comes in with any kind of wireless, you're going to have that. It's still recording, if you set it up properly, your voice. So you won't lose that, and you can extract that off and have your voice and cover your butt for filming, not have to go out there again. That's worth the $50, people. Trust me. So, did you use the Rodecaster Pro companion app much? Was that something that you ever used on your phone? Yeah. Okay. I was just curious what you thought of it. Yeah. Or did you? The companion app. You're talking about the app on the computer?
No, phone.
Oh, no, I have never used that. I have the app right on the computer, so I just would go in there and make adjustments on everything, not the companion app. No.
No, I mean, that's great if you're like remote, maybe that's, you don't want to take a computer for some reason.
So he has 4 XLR connections instead of 2 like my PreSonus. Yeah, I mean, you may not need it. You may need it, but you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. So it's just saying whatever is your needs is what you want to get, right? What the most of what you use. So
I mean, the best thing is really relative again here too. I mean, those will work. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's
the KZs.
What's going on, fellas? Huh?
What's going on, fellas? Jeff, I'm digging the Justin Timberlake look.
Yeah, wow. you missed the day.
Wow. Yeah. Shots are fired in the house by Steve Worthy. Jeff needs to come
Justin
back with something strong.
He stole my look. I'm older than he is, so I wore this hat way before Justin. I'm a fan of Justin. He's very talented. So I take that as a compliment.
No doubt.
That dude is really talented. Yeah. So I mean, he's not as talented as I am, but
boom, Jeff, correct. People get the Rodecaster Pro and only use one mic and barely use the triggers. Yeah, if that's the case, the Wave is your actual right. And I'm just want to give the information. That's all I want to give. There's that fork in the road. You're not trying to say one is better than the other. That's absolutely not true. The choice is based on the fork and what you're going to use it for. And you do want to think about, the possibility of evolution, or if you're augmenting what you're going to do. Maybe you don't do podcast multiple things right now. You might. So if that's even in your wheelhouse, I mean, people, what does it say? People. Darren, I get passionate. People get scared. No, man, this is good information. You're going to take this and make a better decision on what you do. Or you're going to say in your head, oh, I'm glad John said that stuff. The thing totally makes sense then why I bought it, or why I have this interface, or why I'm thinking about the Wave XLR. It's going to click in somebody's head and it's going to make sense for you. And then therefore you made a better decision. That's all it's about.
It's really hard because we jump right into something. You have to always kind of make sure that there's that disclaimer in small print that we are not trying to say one is better than the other. Because people, they hear something and right away they're like, oh, they didn't like it, or no. I like all that gear. Yeah.
So he's bringing this up again, but we have to check what these are, because Tommy, I don't know anything about these, and we'll check it out. And this way we can make a better
I don't know
decision.
why. I can't believe I don't know what these are.
And we could be educated about it. So that's good.
Yeah. I need to know.
Why is Cashew counting every extra sub you get?
Because people like me, not you. So
it's unbelievable.
I think that's good.
Cashew.
It's not
disappointed in her.
No, you're not disappointed. You're very happy.
I'm just kidding, Cashew.
Just be nice to me, man. I'm very sensitive.
No, you're not.
Me. I know I'm not, but it felt
curse
good
me
to
out
say.
Before we get on here, and then you tell everybody you're sensitive.
Did I curse you out? I did kind of curse you. No, I did not curse you out. Stop it.
No, I'm only kidding. You cursed me out a little bit. Yes, I'm here. The scrubbing just went backwards. Taught I was still on live mode. I don't know. He might be talking to somebody else here.
Just let me step back a second. These blondes are kind of like I don't know. I don't know much about them. These are like $39 in-ears. I'm sure they have different price range. They're very much like the KZs. But he's saying, you know, I don't know which version of these blondes that he has. I've never seen this. But then again, you go on Amazon, it seems like 1 week the same thing is branded another thing, and then the page is gone and it's branded another thing. So it's not shocking. But I mean, these they look great. I don't know them, but I mean, I have to look down and see if we can find some kind of frequency thing on it. So I don't know why they're so flat.
I'm not gonna stop here and get 20 minutes behind them.
Do it. Stop now. Let's make it happen. I mean, the frequency response is the same as everything else. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to check those out because I want to learn about them. I just want to know about them. But just after when we do our hour talk afterwards, we'll look at them.
We'll order the same ones and we'll get back to Tom.
Right. So I don't know if he's talking to us or not, but did it not work well with Windows? If he's talking to me, no. The Rodecaster worked great. I really had no problems with it. It's solid. It does everything I wanted it to do, but just in the streaming realm of things, you have more versatility with the Wave XLR when you're streaming solo by yourself. Until they make something that has 2 outputs and 2 inputs, that would be fantastic, but that's not there yet. But I can see it coming for the Wave XLR. And I just feel that they're gonna grow upon that. And the thing they made a mistake with is not having faders, people, and that's why it hurts a lot of people. But listen, there's a little trick out there that I'm gonna tell you about soon. Jeff and I know about. These are faders. They control everything. It's separate from this, but I absolutely love it. You
made a Go XLR.
This is a Go XLR
out of the Wave XLR.
Here. Yep. Except for without the processing. So I can control, this right here is my music right here. This right here is my browser. This here is my sound effects. And this here is my music for an app. Okay. So, and then up here, I can use these as mute buttons. I can actually push these buttons and use them. And also I can use these as separate, also for just keep on going. I can add even more.
Are those assignable one mute per channel? Like, can you assign 4-channel mutes like the Go XLR has? That's cool.
No. I can assign any of those knobs to any channel.
Yeah, but you could have an individual one per channel is what I'm saying, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
That's cool. That's actually really cool. All right.
So Brian's saying, I didn't understand anything you said about drivers and the new live stream functions on the Rodecaster Pro. Do you have a dummy version of
Let's
how
start
the
all over
firmware
again.
update made the RCP better or worse? I don't because it could be better or worse for somebody depending on what they use it for. So that's what I'm getting at. So you have.
In the end of the day, you're going to want to probably have the firmware update, but I don't know.
Having ASIO like the ASIO drivers is huge for anyone that wants to use the Rodecaster Pro or anybody else that might be wanting total separate for every channel.
So maybe that's what he's talking about. So that would give you give more virtual cables, right? So the ASIO setup.
No, that's the problem. Right? Because it's assigned to your keypad. So what are you going to do with that?
That's right.
Like, what are you going to do with the Bluetooth channel? Like, what are you going to do with the other 3 mics? You can't use those for separate routing, whatever you want to call it, right? So
I knew what you meant. Routing's fine like a pig.
StreamYard is great, but it's so limiting. It's limiting in some ways, but it's so great to be able to have people get out there and use it and stream that couldn't even fathom the thought of using like an Ecamm or a vMix, and it lets them get out there and actually use something that's even free for 20 hours a month, and usually and like literally use that to make money for your business. It's incredible what you can do with streaming if you put your mind to it. The money you can make doing stuff.
Somebody who's been in web dev for 20 years, I can tell you too. Yep. Think about that. StreamYard, how cheap StreamYard is and free what it is. If years ago, a platform like that to build so you could use it cost you just crazy thousands of dollars. Like, it's another thing where I hear what Ken's saying, because when you start getting used to something, there's other things you want to do, and it is a little frustrating. And yet you're trying to say what I would echo, and that is, but man, look what you do get. Look what it can do for you. And I will tell you, as somebody who started dipping more into vMix, everything's a growth thing. Like I'm struggling with that a little bit, finally catching on. But StreamYard is great. I mean, for what it is, it's like saying OBS is limiting, which it's not. But
here's the other thing he's saying. I looked at the Go XLR, but it doesn't work with Mac. But the thing is, if it did work with Mac, I mean, still is it going to be what you need, because the routing's great, but now you don't have 4 separate XLRs, and you can't go and do.
Yeah, if he's going into podcasting, he's in a better situation with the Rodecaster.
So I'm just saying that's your decision, but I'm just saying it's not easy to make when you don't have all the information. It's not it's like people telling everyone that the Sony camera is amazing, the new one, it's to me, it's not really too amazing. It's amazing for the price. It's not much new technology. Okay. Everybody thinks it's better. Like whatever, you can think what you want, but when you have both of them and you've tried both of them, then you'll find out the answers. But otherwise, I think people will just have an opinion and they'll talk about those opinions. And here we are again. And then you'll figure it out. That's the usual way it works anyway.
Sony's going to count on those people that have a lot of money who don't care that there's very little difference in that camera than the 6400 or whatever's. But for a lot of people starting out, they need to know they can get maybe more or the same for less money. So, I mean, we're trying to deal with people who don't have money to burn.
And here, I'll give you an example. I have a coworker who came up to me yesterday. He says, watching your video on the Canon M50 Mark II. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I said, I would really, if you're looking to do more video, I would recommend the ZV-E10. It does a lot more stuff. It's a very good price and all these things. And he's like, he came out and I said, so what would you be using it for? And he said, no, I literally love the video that's coming out of my GoPro. That's what he said, right? So,
oh wow,
I'm like, okay. And then he says, I really like to take a lot of pictures. And I was like, well, then the Canon M50 Mark II might be up your alley. It's a hybrid camera. What is a hybrid camera? And he's like, well, I said, it's got an eyepiece that is much better than a lot of other cameras for photographers. And it's got a touch screen and it's got this. And then it becomes clearer for that person whether or not that works for them. And that's all I want to do is give information. You got to roll with it. You got to check it out, and you got to go feel the product, get it in your hands, go to B&H, go to Best Buy, touch that, see if it works for you. And you make that decision from there. That's all. But now you can get Bluetooth music and run a second PC into Rodecaster, right?
Okay. Second PC. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And that's you always could. So I have the cord that I can go directly from my phone. And that's another way that I could go on there and play music. That's another great way to make it more useful for you. Okay. But here's the problem that I was having is that you can do that on, like, say, vMix, and you could do that maybe in Ecamm. But when I would go into StreamYard, for some reason, it wouldn't let that channel in. It would shut it down, especially if I had to have echo cancellation in. It did weird stuff. Now, with this Wave XLR, I can bring everything in to everything. I can bring everything into OBS. I can bring everything into StreamYard. I can bring everything into vMix, and nothing. It all works. It's all worked. I have not had a problem.
Yeah. And look, I mean, when we started with the Wave XLR, like anything, we're like, well, this is a little confusing here. And then I had a little bit of advantage because I used the Go XLR. But man, once you get it up and running, once you really can see the power, you're like, I can't live without this control. You know?
And like I said, hook up your phone, connect it with the wire. I would, if you want to run music, because don't use the Bluetooth because it's not reliable all the time. I've used it and it gets interference still. But if you're using that, that's your workaround for a lot of things, and you figure out those workarounds to make it work for you. Yeah,
and John, I'll just put it this way: when say my wife goes, I need a screwdriver. The first thing I'm going to say is, what kind of screw do you have? I mean, a screwdriver is a screwdriver, but I need to know what type of screwdriver you need because they both will work. They're both great.
You don't bring
but
a number
I need to know what the application is
for a number 3 screw unless you want to strip it out.
Or a Phillips. I'm out of common. Do we have a Phillips? Do we have a number 2? Like, there's a reason why there are 500 million screwdrivers out there. One will not work. The fact is, I mean, for people who do multiple things, sometimes we see this with musicians or audio engineers. Hey, the truth of it is sometimes you're going to have to buy all this extra gear because of the overlap of your applications. You're not just focused in enough on one to justify going down one stream, right?
Yeah.
So we call it the toolbox. So you may need a Rodecaster Pro and a Wave XLR if you really want to do certain things.
If you want to do certain things, but not everybody can afford that. So make the best choice you can the first time around. That's what we always like to say.
Yeah.
So,
You're right.
The other thing I just, right here, this question is, what's your take on a lapel mics? I move a lot while recording, and then the one I have is too noisy. I love to have the Rode Lavalier Go, but I'm afraid that it might not solve the noise. I use laptops. Here's the thing. Even the old Rode is really effective. The new one does newer stuff that is useful for a lot of people, but it is pricey. At $300 though, you do get 2 mics with that, and they last a pretty long time. But here's the thing that I like. You can take that Rode mic and not use the lapel at all, the lavalier mic, or you can connect it, or you can just connect it right up here. The mic itself clips right on to the top up here, and you can get a white one. You can get black ones that will, generally what you wear, and have it mix in. And it really sounds pretty darn good. Go and watch some videos of people just using the Rode Wireless Go 2 or the Rode Wireless with just the clipping it on here. And I think it sounds pretty incredible for what it is. I mean, have you ever listened to that stuff, Jeff?
Mm-hmm. It's good. Yeah. I think it's great. Again, we get down to applications. I mean,
right.
What mic do I get? Well, I'm not going to use this mic as a shotgun mic.
Right. Hi, Darlene.
Hi, Darlene. How's that mug? Darlene was the winner of the mug
Jeez,
a week or
so rude, Jeff.
She knows what I meant. She knows I meant coffee mug. Don't put words in my mouth, sir.
Agreed. I wanted to try the XLR stuff, but I have a Mac. Okay. And Dan is saying 100%. I have no idea what, but he's saying 100%.
I'm sure he's talking about me, whatever I said.
Then it's 90%.
And it'd be negative 100% for anything that you said. So we're probably at 0.
I'm only kidding, Dan. I love your hair, Dan. Oh, man, there's still people talking. I can't believe how much talking there is here. So let's check out this.
They talk almost as much as you.
Yeah. Yeah,
almost.
I mean, they're great questions. This talk about wasting money hits home. My issue is probably not having a proper room, suppressing echoes, and grounding issues that cause static noises. And I feel you, and that's why that lav mic being somewhat close or clipping it on will be most effective, because it's really close by, and if you're moving around a lot, right? Because that's
the way to go.
Sense.
Yep,
and
I think it's yep.
Yeah, and the thing is, if he wanted to, he could still get a lav and keep that clipped lower and just clip the lav right here. And you don't have to buy the Rode lav. You can buy cheaper versions. You don't have to buy that expensive one. So,
I mean, now, I just to circle back too, you can use the Wave XLR on at least the Big Sur operating system for Mac, can't you? I'm pretty sure. So, right?
Because people use the Wavelink software on Macs.
Yeah,
I just
saying
heard that some people have had trouble.
Okay,
but that doesn't mean everybody. And the new
it may be the operating system, because as I understand it, I think Big Sur or whatever, and they're doing some updates, so that might become more smoother if they are having problems. But I think the Wave XLR, keep your eye on that more than anything if you're a Mac person. And you may already be able to use that really well already, so that might be something that they think about. Just saying. So, I wanted to just kind of say something, because I think people are getting the wrong idea that they're absolutely not a go for Macs, the Wave XLR. And I just want to make sure we're not confusing that. Because Gold XLR obviously is not.
And plus, I want to let people know that we're using PCs. So that's why when we talk about a lot of things,
from our
we have experience from
yes.
the PC side. So you'll have to see if there's, and that's what you should do anyway, is find out whether or not, like a lot of times stuff made more for a PC comes out and it takes like another 6 months for updates to come out properly for the Mac. And so just check it out and see what fits your needs. But I'm just telling you that if you're just an individual streamer, that the Wave XLR is I'm in love with it, especially with now that I have these faders. It works so great. I love it. And that was an extra cost. So don't get me wrong, but Dan here is saying, if you want, and this is so true. And Dan was like, we were talking about this the other day, and it's absolutely true. And my wife says the same thing. She says, if you want to see how much tech has changed in 5 years because of things like the A10 Mini and the Rodecaster Pro, check out any school's broadcast class. See how much they spent and what the equipment does. And Brian echoes some of this stuff when we talk to Brian. And, he just says that the technology is changing so fast that, some things that are out to the market for regular people, it would literally like what Ken was saying and Dan are saying, like something like this that I bought this cost $300. This is the switcher, the A10 Mini. Something like this to do what you would need this to do could have cost you $2,500, $3,000 5-6 years ago. Unbelievable.
Yeah. That anything beyond 5 years, like it just in the last 3 years, it's been crazy. Of course, in the last year, we've seen the apex of it. But in the last 3 to 5 years, when you start seeing things really become like more and more designed for people to be able to afford, and how great for school systems not to spend 30 grand on their VA stuff. So
yeah, and what it is also if you have a teacher that's in there or they have budgets, they can't change stuff. They're stuck. They're just stuck.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Brian, I agree with John and Jeff. Depends on your needs. Thank you, Ken. That's listen, you guys are using this stuff. So if you don't agree with me, let me know why and what is your opinion. And and if you tell me something that is new to me, I'll be happy to take it in and understand it. I'm all about just getting information out there and learning it. And that's, if you guys have other stuff that you know about, let us know. I mean, I'm always psyched for new information. This is a new person coming in, FJ Treasures. I am using a wireless Rode mic for our vids. I'm not impressed for the price, but I think this is the first time that you've been in here. So what does that mean, Jeff?
What? Confetti time. And this is where I do
because I think this is your first time.
I'm swimming through the confetti.
So thank you so much. I am blown away of the great conversations we have, people. This is great stuff.
There's some great tech stuff tonight. You guys are awesome because here it really helps because a lot of the people here tonight use so much of the stuff and have a variety of experiences. So so that helps us. It helps us learn. So that's great.
I like this. Come in with this. This is good stuff. I'm using a wireless Rode mic for our vids. I'm not impressed for the price, and I will tell you right off the bat that if you tried other wireless mics that are not like commercial brand, I think you would say different, first of all. And if you're using it to the capacity that you could use it, you might think different. And then I just want to tell you this, coming from a tech guy, I use the Rode Wireless Go 2s. There's a learning curve on some of these things and how you use it. There's a curve on getting the best sound out of these things with making sure if you have it on a camera that your amps are down low on your camera like it's supposed to be. And I don't think they realize how low your preamps should be on your camera. And then you got to be using your Rode Wireless Go and you got to have it set to the proper levels on you. And there's a learning curve. And I'm not saying that you don't know that learning curve, but you won't get the best out of it until you play with it for a little while. So I just, but everybody has their opinion. But I just want to say that from someone like me that picks up stuff pretty quick, it took a little time. And I know Brian has this and he might have picked that up quicker. But I know there's a little bit going on with that. So learning crispy sounds, nice background, how to connect, make better streaming, etc. You guys rock. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, man. Thank you,
on a stream today, Amateo did his first stream, in case you're stopping in here today, did his first live stream from Africa on his phone. 2 weeks ago, he came into the stream and he's like, John,
that's awesome.
Can I use my phone for streaming? And I was like, yeah, you can jump on StreamYard and use it. But I'm going to be honest with you, I never have. And then I tried it out and I did it. And I came back last week and I said, listen, it works. It works. It's not like the easiest thing to do, especially if you got older eyes like I do. But Amateo was popping the questions up on the screen. He was talking.
Yeah.
He sounded pretty good. The only thing I would suggest to him is next time before you go and hit live, turn your phone the wide width way, unless you don't want to show your background. Otherwise, he was very narrow at that point. But that all depends on what you want to do, Amateo.
And maybe he wanted it that way. But what a great example. We really didn't know. I mean, we didn't have a firm answer on that. And he threw that out, and then we went and tested. And you came back and you're like, dude, yeah, this works. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's so great we don't know everything. We're not gurus. We consider ourselves more like tech Sherpas than gurus. Yeah. So, it's great to learn. So thank you, Amateo, for dropping that question. There's a couple in here I just made notes of tonight because I'm like, I definitely want to check more on what's happening.
Yeah, and it's not about here's my thought process. You can't expect everybody to know everything about tech. Like if you know about tech, people just assume, oh, I can come in and ask this question. You're going to have an answer for this or something. No, that is not always true. You got to remember, I work in the tech business. I spent a lot of time building data centers for years. How does that equate to streaming and making YouTube videos and knowing all the tech involved in this stuff? Are you kidding me? It's changing all the time. So,
but John, you've got that pretty blue background and an aperture shirt.
Right. How do you not know? No one knows. Go and ask the smartest people on YouTube that know everything about you think they know about cameras. They still don't know everything. They're reading off of a teleprompter. They're reading off of notes. And then there's people that know a majority. So you go to the people that, that you over time you gain their trust on their knowledge, and I don't trust anybody, so I go and I check the stuff out.
You don't trust anybody.
No, because I get wrong information all the time. So it's a big deal to me to get the right information because I don't want to someone come back. and say,
yeah, I mean, it's not like we're being sponsored, but we're not like we're being sponsored by anybody.
But we could be, Jeff. Next year, we could be.
We could be, but I'm still telling the truth.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling the truth too. We could be. So, I got Countryman Lav Bell.
Answer the question.
But it's too sensitive. Feedback. Ouch. Help. I don't know. So here's the thing. I mean, right? we go back to sensitivity.
Go for it.
You gotta hone it in the best you can. But some things are very, very sensitive. You get a condenser mic, right, Jeff? Like something that has like a floor noise of 20 dB or 22 dB versus something like a Rode NT1 that has 4.5 dB. You're going to pick up all that sensitivity on the outside coming in. And different mics, you got to do the reviews. You got to check out what people are saying about those types of things. And it's usually setting it in perfect is going to help that level be much better. But it's not easy.
Yeah, I just want to say too on that. Again, I don't know what the purpose is for. I don't know, what they're setting their gain at because with those kind of mics that are so sensitive.
Right.
And the other one is people don't understand. Like I have right here, I'm recording a video with a condenser mic. It is literally right at the end of my pinky. Like you need to have these. Unless they're like a mic you can shoot like a really expensive one, you need to have these as close as you can to really keep that gain low and really help with all that white noise you're probably getting into.
And then it's not even the how out of the shot too. It's like it can't be too close over the top of you. You want it a little bit out front of you. I've seen people position their mics too close over the top, and I can tell that the sound is going under the mic a little bit.
A lot of people I've been told angling it more towards your chin or your chest, let it pass through. You don't want, top of your head's not going to help you.
No.
They're just so focused and they're supposed to be. So if you do it right, you can get a really nice, I've been playing with it today and I'm amazed at how deep of a tone you can get if you can get right in that sweet spot. But again, the issue there is you can't really move around that much. You can a little, but if you go too crazy, you'll
notice
lose
a big
the sound
difference.
quality.
Yeah, and your volume levels, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I want to say what
BM800.
Rodrigo's saying here. He's using the BM800. I've done a couple videos on this, and there's a lot of BM800s. I just did this a couple weeks ago, saying the BM800 that I have, I used, and it sounded really good. I am so happy with that sound, and for the money, it was good. It is sensitive, but listen, when you're new and you're looking for an $18 mic, literally. It's like it does the job.
Look, a little post.
I want to just finish this right here because it's my best mic, very little white noise. The Audacity takes care of that 100%. My issue, besides echo and static, well, I don't know why you're getting static, but is that I move a lot while recording. Yeah, but so he's using this mic while he's recording. That's tough. That's not easy. He's using this mic while he's recording.
Guess so.
Yeah, that's not easy. So yeah, you're gonna have because if you can't keep close, like listen, there's a lot of people that stream, and when you see these people streaming, you hear the echo, guys. Like you hear a Blue Yeti mic 3 feet away. It's not gonna sound good in a live stream, guys. Like no one knows that until they find out 6 months later when they finally listen to somebody and move their mic a little bit closer. But it takes a long time because people think, heck, I sound better than the webcam. Why can't you deal with it? No, you should sound better than that. Your sound should be upgraded before your camera is. You can deal with a Logitech 922 or 920. I just showed everyone last week. Upgrade your sound first. People will be so appreciative, and they're going to tell you that. They're going to tell you, Jeff.
Well,
right?
the issue, yeah, I mean, they should tell you. They care about you. The issue with echoing could be strictly a little acoustical treatment in your room. Get up some acoustical treatment. You know what I mean? Get some panels up there or put up some curtains. I mean, there's different ways of doing it.
Right.
That'll take care of some of the echo for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I don't know the room. I don't know the space. I mean, I'm just guessing.
A lot of people say this. They'll say, go on Amazon, pick up the moving blankets. Or if you want to spend some money on some serious audio blankets, you can. They'll do a heck of a job. It will make a huge difference.
Gerald Undone uses them,
Yes.
and I'm not trying to Gerald Undone uses it, but he uses them for a reason. That room he's in is a little bouncy, and it works. Yeah. If John works,
Vinny,
I'm in.
Vinny,
let's do it.
John hits 1,000 subs, and he twerks to Jeff playing the drum and two from Van Halen.
And he twerks, and he's going to twerk in his llama pajama onesie.
You guys are too
that
much.
He's supposed to get.
You guys,
I'm telling you, you got to do it.
That is hilarious. I tell you what,
if
I hit 1,000 subs by next week, I'll do it. There's no questions asked.
Dude, this is evidence, so I don't want to hear any crying about it later. So, well, that wasn't me. I had subbed to you like yesterday, so it wasn't me. I didn't sub to you.
So you guys are laughing here. So I don't know anything about this, but does that new Faux XLL work with Max XLR? I don't know.
Know enough about Faux.
If anybody knows
look it up.
anything about this, but it doesn't. If it's for streaming, I've never heard of it.
I'll look it up. Faux XLR.
John, I used StreamYard for almost 2 years. Okay, yeah, and so I don't really have to tell you that for a lot of people, it's awesome. Like it's really just awesome to be able to have that tool right there and be able to be effective, reach a crowd. I think it's amazing. I really do. And I started out with Restream was my first live I have ever done. And then I went over to StreamYard and used them both. And they both are so competitive. They both do different things that are awesome. Restream is coming out with it has background music that you can use for free. There's so many different things that you can do with Restream right now. I think they have the overall edge of everything. But if you're just looking to stream to one or two platforms, I mean, I could see that StreamYard just works really good too. But all I hear is about limits of StreamYard with Rodecaster Pro, but I would say that it's all about how you use them. I know a guy who rocks the heck out of them. Who? Oh, him.
Well, who are you at?
He's talking about him? Yeah.
That's why he's crying. That's why he's crying at the end.
You rock the heck out of it until you have to do what we were talking about. So See, that's the thing. You guys are not doing these things right now, right? You don't want these needs for right now that I want. And you use the workarounds that I used with the Rodecaster Pro. And that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying that you can't do that. And we talked about all those things. I don't want to go over them all over again. But the thing is, it doesn't do everything that you need it to do. But for someone like Dan, when you're using two people, that crushes the Wave XLR right there. It's not even usable.
Yeah, we're done. It's not even a discussion point.
Discussion's finished. Yeah. Dan, get the Rodecaster Pro. It makes more sense. or just get an audio interface. But why not? Dan's got a serious live stream. He's got processing built in. It's no questions asked at that point. I get it.
Yeah, that's the answer, right? That's the answer.
Crushing it. So I just want to verify that with you guys and just what I'm saying. But what I'm just trying to say, the things about bringing the Rodecaster in, it's not easy to have everything that you want if you want a lot. That's all I'm saying. So it's your needs. Question, sounds like an off question, but how do you guys clean up your recording rooms considering how first of all, bro, I don't even clean up my room ever. That's the problem here right now.
You got people, right? I got people.
Dust. I got dust that I'm working with. I got coffee cups. I just need to clean it. But here's the thing. If he's talking about sound-wise, is that what he's saying? Recording rooms, considering you may have to mess up
No, I think
your
he's
set?
seriously talking about having to remount everything and mess your setup for different shoots. I think that's what this discussion is here. So we've had those discussions, and I'll let you go ahead and do your thing first.
No, I mean, you're a perfect example of what you're doing right now. You got the Savage paper, right?
Yeah, I mean, Rodrigo, you bring up a great point, and it's one of the reasons that I did the painting, and I'm minimalizing my room. I have a lot of equipment. It's a big room, it's a big space, and that you would think big space is great, but from an acoustical standpoint, it also can be a little bit difficult to manage that much wall. So that's the panels. But to your point on mess, so I decided to go ahead and build, like I think you were talking about this, maybe building a B-roll area and having places you can do things and not break down, because that's a big deal. I would like a second shot. We did, and I would like to be able to either put this desk, the way I'm going to set it up, it'll be on, everything's on the desk, it'll be on wheels, like turn it and I can have a different angle with Savage paper or a background, because I would like to have a second view for different things. I can't go through this remounting all the time, and I totally get what you're saying, and I did it for 6 months and even now to a point, but at some point my goal is to not have to do that. Time is money. I don't want to sit here and have to break things down and move it just to do a B-roll shot or just do a different angle. I want to get the job done. So
second camera setup, right? We talked about that.
Yep.
How
That's
huge
the other
that
issue,
is.
using second cameras. It is. So along the line of what John is saying, or what we're saying about like, what is your future needs maybe going to be with using something like these audio interfaces? I immediately, and you and I have talked about this a lot, I immediately knew a friction point for me is going to be, I'm going to get really annoyed having to break things down and reset up, break things down. So I'm going to evolve my path to where I don't have to do that. And of course, like you said, a second camera is absolutely critical for that. Yep. It is in my world. So good. That's a great question, and it brings up a lot of pinpoints.
So that's a productivity question. That's how to set up your needs to fit the effectiveness of what you're trying to accomplish. And I've talked about keeping one wall blank here on my behind me for photography and photo shots and backdrops. And then I talk about having some things on wheels, like the table that I have that's right beside me. And then I talked about how I'm actually going to be moving and changing out my desk for a stand-up desk or a sit-down desk, because I'm going to be streaming 12 hours a day probably soon. So I'm going to quit my job. I expect to be
well, you're almost there.
7, 8
you're almost there.
Figures. Yeah, it's going to happen. So I'm just kidding.
I actually may do that as well, just because it's great to. No, you're not. Just because it would be great to. I hope you're not kidding, man. I planned on doing those 12-hour streams.
Oh, you did?
6 days a week with you. I did. That's why do you think I quit every other job? You told me we were going to do this, so now I feel like we need to have a sidebar conversation. Okay.
I like Canon too, but Sony is hard to argue with when it comes to a lot of the video. Especially, like, guys, if you're recording all your streams in 4K, boom, done deal, man. The Sony stuff looks better. If you're recording all your stuff in HD, I don't believe it looks better on a Sony, but that's my opinion. So, but please tell me how the PreSonus Revelator falls short. He asks this every stream, bro.
I don't think it's not so much the hardware. I've just had a lot of problems with PreSonus software. No, it's the software. But that doesn't mean, look, I mean,
it doesn't mean that you can't update the software in 2 months, but Epovox.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that he's going to, and it doesn't mean he's going to run other problems with it. I mean, I think as you try to stretch things, I don't know. I've just had problems with it, but again, that's usually me trying to push limits of things or whatever, or just because I beat it to death in different ways. But if you're using it for streaming or recording and you're not doing a whole lot of crazy stuff, I think it's fine. Look, if it's working for you, Darren, it doesn't fall short. Right. I think our only point was we were talking comparison if you had options. And I think the PreSonus Revelator, either he brought it up or somebody brought it up in a discussion. And our thing, I would avoid that because of the software if you have a choice.
I mean, Epovox, who streams a lot. I mean, bro, he's called the stream professor for a reason.
Right.
Because he dyes his hair. He looks good. He knows what he's talking about.
I saw it. I saw he's doing the...
Yeah, but I'm just... Yeah. Listen, he said the thing is fantastic. The potential is incredible, right? But he says the software is holding it back and it's very frustrating. So here's the thing. These people say things because they get sent to them for free. And I'm not saying that he's saying something for a reason, but I'm not buying that thing if I got to fight the software. I'm sorry. Everything that you said is great. I could throw it out the window for the 30 seconds that you told me that the software sucks, because I'm not buying that then. This happens all the time on reviews, constantly. And when are people going to start looking at reviews that are real, that weren't sent, and you paid for everything, and you use that stuff?
My thing too on that, you got to. Here's my thing. Most of the people who do reviews, especially like Apple's Vox, if he's saying that, he's probably holding back about 90% of how he really feels. That to me is a warning shot that he is letting his viewers know, and he's trying not to be overly critical, because he'd prefer not to say any of that. I guarantee you that he doesn't want to say anything negative. But I think if he's saying that, that's definitely something, John's right, that's something to be wary about. Now, to the point, software can be fixed. Gold XLR came out and it was kind of a mess. And you had every reason to stand away from that. I got it at a time when things seemed to be really settling in, and I just didn't have that. There were some user errors, but the software was great. And so it may turn out to be really good.
I'm flying on these questions and stuff, and I'm so far behind. It's just nuts. I'm going to scoop by some of this stuff just to catch up a little bit, and I just want to make sure there's no questions here. I see a lot of people talking, and I apologize. I want to keep up with everybody. I don't want to be behind.
Just
a lot of people saying hi here. Mr. Doma, you're going to keep on doing good. You don't need a camera to succeed with anything. Hard work goes a long way, and it hasn't been an easy year. I'm working my butt off to try to get to the point where I want to be, and it's been hard work.
Yeah.
And you
I'm
guys,
gonna be honest with you,
you're doing it. You're doing the hard work.
Our marriage lives have been shortened. I believe probably there's papers on the table that are need to be signed.
No thanks to Keith. Keith is part of that problem too, by the way.
He is part of the problem. He just needs to let up. I love Keith.
So he's telling me, right, if I kept up. I know this is why I'm trying to get going, but this talk is great. So
I know, but
right,
Tuesday you were literally punching me in the throat about how behind I was.
Yeah, there's 14 questions, and there's 79,000.
Oh,
Jesus.
And this is where the partnership broke up.
I can't wait until the next guy comes on his stream with his shorts out. He's just busting my chops.
That was horrible. That was horrible. Yeah, that's late. That's great.
So, no, I mean, we want to give the best advice we can here, but here, I only understand half of what you're talking about, honestly, but thoroughly enjoying the convo. Well, listen.
That's good. Tracy brings up the room quality where, we need a curve to help. You know what I mean? It's like the intelligent curve,
So what's Dan saying? He's saying, right, I could never tell Heather uses a USB mic and Tom doesn't, even when they are not together in each room. Rock what you got. Yeah, but the USB mics in the last year are awesome. So that's the thing. last year when I started a year ago, there's no one that I knew or a lot of people using an NT1 USB. There was hardly anybody using a Wavelink, USB. The more serious streamers were using XLR mics straight out of the box. There was a lot of issues with the Wavelink software with the Macs when they came out. There's just a lot of stuff that wasn't even here a year ago.
That's true. So, I mean, and the Shure MV7. I mean, look, it's the little kid out of the Shure SM7B. It's not like it's not falling out of a good, DNA line either. It's still what, $200, So it should sound good for that kind of money. It's a great mic for the money. I mean, I'm not dissing it at all. Yeah.
The Wireless Rode 2 is 2 mics. It's got 2 mics. So I don't know what that means for an additional external microphone. They don't have you can't plug in another mic to another mic.
No. Yeah.
I'm not sure what he said.
That won't work. We'll clean that up. We'll get it figured out. There's endless chat. It doesn't cost you any more to keep adding to your chat. That's the cool thing, right?
Yeah,
it's all free.
This is all, listen, ask questions, we'll talk, we'll figure it out, but there's a lot of stuff going on here. I have a Rode mic in my box that came with the Sony vlogging kit somewhere and never opened it. Yeah, so you had the Rode Video Go, the cheaper one that came with it, yeah. Which works great.
Yeah.
It works good. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all. So he's saying, guys, the service UR provides here is worth gold. Ironically, that's because you guys have pro quality. No, he's too... I really appreciate what you're saying, but
Where's my mouse?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. I appreciate what you're saying. It's just been hard work and trying to get to this level and some money spent and a lot of hard work, man. I appreciate what you're saying. I guess I feel like sometimes it's just it is great knowledge for a lot of people. But I just feel like it's happened so fast because I've dived into it so deep. Jeff is so deep right now. His nose is like this much out of the water. I mean, and I know how it feels because he's got a heck of a much better start than I did a year ago, and he's much smarter than I am, and he's much more well-rounded productivity wise. So the only thing that's going to hold that guy back is himself because he's got everything.
True.
He's got all the tools.
That's true. I do hold myself back. You're right.
But
your nudge. But your nudge is good. I mean,
I should just say
a lovely
thank you.
comment.
I'm just going to say thank you.
You should.
I have a hard time saying thank you for something that gracious of a comment. So I appreciate that. But he's saying, but you do know that people getting started may not be able to afford, and that we don't talk about affording the best. And that's the thing.
Yeah, that's
where we are. You would say it's pro level, but I would blow your mind on how much I get stuff. And then if it's not that, I can find and tell you what the best stuff would be for your cost. So I have no problem using StreamYard. With
the joy is not in. The joy is not in for us gear flexing. I have no time for that. Right. Our joy actually is getting the best productivity, the best flow, the best quality out of this stuff, the cheapest stuff that we can find, and then put that together and then tell people how we did it and hopefully get them into the right place. Now, if you have a lot of money, you can obviously step over a lot of those stones, but that's fine. There's another channel for you probably that can take you to a bigger price point. But no. Doma.
I just want to first of all, Mr. Doma, if you're watching, I'm still waiting for you to make a playlist on your stuff. I know I've asked you a couple times. So I need you to make a playlist, which means that you're going to tie all those videos together. And it's important to have on your channel. And just do that sooner than later because it's a way for people to get caught up watching your videos and will help with your watch time that you're trying to achieve. The other thing is I want to make a comment with his comment that he made here is if you guys are smaller channels and it's a little bit difficult to find each other, put a comment in the video after this. When the video's finished and you can come back, say hi, great stream, whatever you want. It would help me out. Hit the like and put the comment down below and everybody can find everybody. and that's cool too, right? So keep that in mind.
It is. Well, because we go hunting everybody down and sub to them because we're just trying to find everybody. I mean,
right.
Put it down there and put it in the comments for sure for everybody. Promote that, no doubt.
Brian Paul, it's all right to be wrong more than sometimes. I mean, I
don't trust people who aren't right or who aren't wrong. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. Nobody's a robot. And the thing is, if you raise something up, and this is why Brian and I love to have conversation, is because Brian will bring up something else and I'll say whether or not what I say. And then it makes for a great conversation because a lot of times Brian might cover something that I might have left out that is kind of intricate in the whole discussion, or Jeff might fill that gap on something that I forgot. And that's what's great with having conversation. That's what it's all about. It's not about the one person that you think knows everything. There is no one person that knows everything. That's why I feel so confident coming out here and saying the stuff I do. People are like, well, what the heck does John know? He's been around for a year. I know what's being said. Okay. You could say it all you want. The reason I feel confident
that in private.
The reason I feel so confident is because I've used like 99% of all this stuff. And then I do so much time invested in learning this stuff and touching it. Go to the B&H store, learning about that stuff, reading about that stuff, watching videos on that stuff, plus touching it. So these things you learn, I don't learn just by accident. And I'm not looking to know everything because no one does. Nobody does. But I just want to know what I know and then go from there, which is if I can help the new streamers and the new YouTubers by Jeff, he could talk about how you can put Notion together to make a better effect for you on the way you stream. And then I could say, what's your budget? What are you looking for to make the most effectiveness out of what you're doing? Okay, use StreamYard. That's free. Get a 922C. Okay, that's like $70. Okay, get yourself an XLR mic or maybe the Wave or maybe a Rode NT1. I mean, literally, that's all you need to get going. But it doesn't stop there. It's going to be what you're talking about is what's going to carry that conversation forward and make people show up. It's not what you're using. Are you coming here to watch me because I'm on a RE320? If you are, please leave. Just go somewhere else because what's the sense? I mean, that's not why I would want you to be here, right? I want you to be here because it's good conversation. You're going to learn something. I'm going to learn something. We're going to have a discussion. And it gets super useful in the end. I mean, that's what I would hope. But all right, so let's catch up.
You were on mute the whole time.
I had a condenser.
Sorry, man. I was trying to warn you. I know.
Oh God. And okay, so right. So this is like kombucha, and I love because this is someone using this stuff. Here it is again, right? And she makes a good point of why it wasn't great for her and she's happy with it. But if you read the reviews on stuff like this, people love it. And then they find ways to make the noise less in the background with different things that they may have also. But I had a condenser mic from Rode, NT USB, gift from husband. You could hear the cat snoring. Definitely don't recommend unless you're recording in a studio. So there's so many different things here, you know? So, I mean.
The first problem is cat.
John is right about information. You can get changed, right? Get a different cat? Is that what you said?
Well, the cat's snoring. I mean, maybe you got to just take that back to the orphanage and get a non-snoring cat.
God.
I'm kidding.
A hairless. I want to get a hairless cat.
That's just icky.
They're so crazy looking. I love them. John is right about the right information. In many cases, it's not even the information that is wrong. It's the circumstances playing. I mean, yes, surrounding noises. Right. So it's having the information and then taking and getting the right product after you have the information. That is
and I think it's the one size fits all.
That's a very good point. Yeah, very good point right there.
The one size, it is. The one size fits all thing is just such a weird.
Doesn't exist.
I don't know. So many people do it. So many people try to do that, but I suppose if you have, like Tommy was talking about affiliates earlier, and people have that and they just push things, and I don't know. Maybe that's why people do it, but I cannot stay grounded. No way. No how.
No way.
LOL. I can just hear
Darlene saying hi, and they're all saying hi to each other. My mom loves confetti. So
Sweetwater, yeah.
I'm loving my, I mean, I'm loving, I think it's fantastic. I told you that. I don't tell you bull crap. If you want my opinion, which I'm flattered that like he even would want my opinion. So I'm loving my Rode NT5 condenser mic. My studio is soundproof. My studio is soundproof though. Yeah, and the thing is, even if it wasn't totally soundproof, I think that mic is one of the better. It is one of the better mics at that price with an XLR input that I could use with my Wave. I could use it with the Rodecaster, and it's a sit down in studio mic. And I'm probably gonna get that.
Yeah, me too.
You too?
I gave up on the other.
I gave up on some other things that we can't get our hands on. That's the part of the problem.
Oh, I can't. I'm not waiting anymore on some Russian-made product.
Okay, I never aim a shotgun mic at mouths. Picks up mouth noises, wet sounds. I find it better to aim at. Okay, there you go. And
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that's there you go. That's doesn't get better than that. And he's
doing
this stuff every day.
That's a good point. Yeah, I always aim at the chest, but for some people you might want to do the forehead just to cut down some of the technique, maybe some of the plosives or some of that stuff. I could see that. It's interesting.
And testing is where it gets you, because some people don't have a lot of mouth noises. Other people are very, and so if you do the testing, that will help you decide where you want to be a little bit more and how things sound. The problem is most new people think everything sounds good compared to anything average.
Yeah.
So, it's just about getting better and better and what's acceptable and what your whole point is. I mean, we're a tech channel. We're talking about tech. There's a reason why we're invested in this stuff. It's not to impress you by any means. I love tech. I've been loving tech for 20-something years, 30 years. So,
yeah, I love it. I'm not impressed by it, though. I don't really, it's not something that impresses me.
I get fascinated. I love it. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I love it's interesting, but I'm saying I'm not impressed. Like when someone pulls out like a $40,000 mic, I'm like, well, that's fine. I'd rather talk to the guy who pulled out an $18 mic and made it sound like a $300 mic. Like that impresses me.
And that's great
you're
information.
Using knowledge and what you have around. Right. But this guy, okay, so you pulled out a $10,000 Neumann and then, it sounded good? Okay. I'm not impressed. You just bought a really good mic.
Right. You bought a really good mic, but it doesn't mean it's going to sound good either. So unless he knows how to use it.
I mean, it better sound pretty good, but you're still going to have to have it. I know, man. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
I still got to learn how to use it.
I still got to know how to use it, man.
Got to put your pants on just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. How
does that work here?
How that works.
So the guy that bought the Neumann, I get it. He's still at a okay. All right. That was interesting.
So
that was fun.
Here's the whole thing too. It's knowing what is effective. Now he talks about Windows and Ubuntu and sensitive noises and how it's all affected. But some people will just use, OBS, and they'll be able to take care of those things through OBS. And that's a lot of people. A lot of people do that. So they'll take care of those issues right in OBS. Foam panels, bass traps change my sound in my studio. Yep, much better. I bought for $30. Well, yeah, absolutely.
Those bass traps really can help, especially if you're in a really square or octane room. Yeah, for sure.
Just for your information, sound blankets are not magic. That doesn't mean that they don't do it. Just don't expect. Right.
They're part of the equation. They are not the equation.
Right. That's why. Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole technique, and this is why people go to engineering school. This is why they work, and this is why you have your job, Brian. Like it's you don't just get a blanket. It's going to make everything better.
It's like Yoda came in here and said, "Listen, FYI, you dopes. I don't know how to use the saber yet. I got it turned on. I accidentally hit John with it once. He's missing an arm, but we're working on things, and we made up."
Oh,
yeah, you finally got.
I did a Sammy right there. Did you notice that?
I saw it. Yeah.
Oh.
You almost fell backward. Oh, and then you got to go.
So now I know why Sammy does it, because you read something and you're like, oh, now it makes sense. So he was talking about faux. So the faux XLR is the thing you just made, John. I didn't make it, right? So, but yeah, you're right. It is basically a product that is out, and I just don't want to drop the what it is, because I want to do a video on it first before other people, even though they'll probably won't get it for 4 months because it's back ordered and the company's small.
I know. I'm so mad I turned my back in.
Yeah, there's faders that are being used for those audio routing that I normally would have to go into Windows, and it makes a world of difference having it with the Wave XLR. And so, yeah, it is awesome. And so now it's the faux, and I didn't get you at first, but now I'm getting you, bro. Now I get you.
So he gets credit for that, by the way.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
All right, so
that's a
Zan the Man is
Brian
here,
Paul
by the
production.
way. Zan the Man.
I think he was here about 20, 30 minutes ago, but he's probably gone by now. He's eating.
He's gone for dinner.
You just did another Sammy.
I did, because this is hilarious.
You did another Sammy.
I was waiting for someone out there to notice this right here that she said, "Oh, John fixed the space in Nightbot that you pointed out 2 weeks ago." Remember?
Yeah, it was driving me nuts.
It was driving you nuts, and I didn't fix it probably for weeks. And
it was
I finally fixed it, and who knew? Kombucha. She saw it. She knew.
She got it.
Awesome.
Her eyes are sharp.
I love it. And and that's what Zan caught on to, the 12 hours a day. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm just kidding.
That's too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
We're going to do a 12-hour marathon though at some point. We're going to do a little marathon or telethon or something.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I love the fact of streaming on the weekend where I can meet some different people. When we did that stream into the night on last Saturday, and then I did an early morning streams last Saturday. Yeah. That was 2 Saturdays ago. Last Saturday, I did a 6:30 a.m. stream, and I just thought it was so great seeing the people that I don't normally see jumping in this, in there. Zan the Man's like up at 3:30 a.m., of course, and he's like over on the West Coast, and he's saying hi and stuff, and that was cool.
Yeah, it's crazy town. You never commented on my shirt, by the way. Okay, you didn't even.
Oh God.
Look at that. Llamas are awesome.
Yeah.
I wore it just for you, and you didn't even say anything. You were mesmerized by my Justin.
I did like
my
the
Justin
color.
Bieber hat.
I liked the color, but I didn't really think about it. If Bruno Mars and Justin Timberlake had a baby, it would be 100% Jeff.
I love it. I like both those guys.
God,
I'd be very, very. I would be rich. I'd be handsome, talented. I am none of that.
All right. Are there any questions in here that I'm missing? If there's anybody I want to catch up with things or anything important. Clyde. Yeah. Here's a new face that I haven't seen here, and I just want to make sure he's asking a question.
This is
a new face. I really appreciate you stopping in. That is awesome. You're going to get a little confetti for stopping in for the first time. I appreciate you coming in.
Dog paddling through it.
After you get all the gear, mics, the camera, the studio, blah, 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 always comes back to the same thing. What will record next? Content is king. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I mean, here's the thing. It all depends on what you want to achieve, where you want to be. Do you want to live stream? Do you want to do a bunch of videos? Or you want a bunch of views? Are you looking to start a business? And that's not for me to decide. I'm not here to decide all that. You're here hopefully listening that you can take the information in and then use it for whatever you want to do with it. You're here to ask the questions of, I'm doing this. What do you think I could do? I think if someone went tomorrow and picked up a selfie stick and got a mic for $30 they could put on top as a shotgun mic and turn their phone sideways and did a live stream from their restaurant talking about their specials, I think for that little bit of price of money you spent, you're going to have the best advertising you could have spent right there. I think you're going to get on and stream to your local Facebook group about the real estate market in your area, and then you basically spent no money, and now you're the guy who is on there streaming in their neighborhoods, and they're calling you because, hey, I saw you give that information out yesterday, and I'm calling you because I want to go and get my house checked out to see how much it might sell for. That's how you meet people. That's how you make money. That's how you sell yourself without having to hardly sell yourself. And I'm giving you this information right now that costs a lot of money somewhere else. This is intelligent conversation that a lot of people are having or aren't having, but you're getting it here, and it's up to you to decide how you want to use it. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I like? I like that you turned into like Jim Baker or
Jim
Billy
Baker?
Graham. and you start like, his sermon, getting that all excited. He's just preaching away at it. I like it. He's so offended by the Jim Baker.
Jim Baker.
You don't look like him. I mean, he doesn't say you look like him. I'm just saying, you get passionate. You're just preaching away on it.
I am, because
it's not a negative thing. I just mean you're just so passionate.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I just don't think that a lot of people are utilizing it enough. Or you make a comment about someone's background. It doesn't have to be anything. It just, you need to get the content out and the information out to the people. I know. I mean, it's really difficult because sometimes we had these conversations. I think they'll assume people might think, well, you got to have this, and this to put good content. We are not those people. If you think you got to have $10,000 cameras or whatever and mics to make good content, we are not the guys. No,
we're going to tell you straight up, because content is king in the end of the day, and you can do it with a phone, and you can get ready. And some of the best videos I've seen have been off of phones. I mean, because they are creative and the content really mattered. So
really quick,
1,000% on that. Yeah.
I'm going to say hi to Kali, but I just want to come back to Clyde. I think the content outweighs everything, right? Again, sure, audio that's unlistenable, but not even unlistenable. Yeah. Annoying and actually fatiguing won't work, but other than that, content wins, right? But your content is going to be, it's been proven that if you're much more audible, where you don't get ear fatigue, people will listen longer, you'll get more watch time, and maybe they'll watch another video. So if you put two of those things together, where your video is just acceptable, but your audio is good, that is more important. So, but here's an example, like Chocolate Twist Yoga. She's got a background set up. It looks good, but more than anything, she's an excellent yoga coach and a yogi, and she sounds really good when she's doing her videos, and she edits well. And everything's put together, and it's not about a ton of money. It's about spending the right money, the right lighting that she's gotten, the right mic setup was key in these decisions. Yeah. And then she, because she listens to intelligent people too, not me. So, a lot of people. Well, she might listen to me, but I'm just saying she listens to intelligent people, that know what they're talking about.
She's branching out to. Different crowd.
And by the way, thanks. I've missed you so much, so it's nice to see you stopping in here, Kali. So
it is nice to see you. How you doing? I need to yoga my back out.
So here's the thing: a lot of these people, like Tommy, they watch a video, but they might have ADD where they don't watch the whole thing, and then they miss the whole point of me putting a color that I used on the walls by Benjamin Moore in the description, saying about not only can these lights work, which they do, but it's also, and he's being sarcastic. He's awesome. I love Tommy. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying the casting works so well for, say, me and Jeff because of the color of the backgrounds that we have behind us, which is if you look it up, which is my live stream that I did this past Saturday, and the colors in there and how you can cast the lighting and why it absorbs so beautifully without a ton of lighting. I mean, my lights are set at 50% right now. So
yeah, my lights are pretty low because I jacked up my eyes, so my eyes were really killing me. But yeah.
We miss you, brother.
Aaron's in the house.
It's nice to see you. And yes, it's kind of like the aperture thing, right, on a camera. So that's exactly what it is. Thanks.
Yeah, it is Adorama. That's right. There you go.
Yeah, I miss seeing him.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything? What do we got here? Can you dress up Jim and Timmy Faye Baker on your? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I can do that makeup. See. I've done a lot of makeup in my past costumes.
So Ken gets it, right? Because he keeps on saying, I agree with you. Okay. And so he gets it. He's been around. He's around smart people again, right? So it's not that you have to figure out everything. That's the great thing. You're not reinventing the wheel. Stop relying on other people that are next to you for every decision you're going to make. Go out there and learn this stuff yourself. Figure it out yourself. Be creative yourself. Stop looking at other people to be creative. Like, you guys are just starting out. It's hard work, dude. I sit there. I don't go watch it every other video of what they did on the same topic. I don't do that. I take how I use it in my situation and I go over it. And that's why they're kind of ridiculous videos, but maybe relatable to people, right? because it's not about every spec under the book. It's how I'm using it, having some knowledge how to use it, and then telling you my feedback.
Agreed. I get that. I get in that issue because as I look to script out things that I want to do, I have that. Where's that threshold between offering good information for new people and just when are you just spewing specs just to spew specs and waste people's time and make things kind of bogged down? You know, that's a tough thing to do. And I'm learning really quick that you do want to think that out. You can deep dive on the subject if you need to, but get your basics out, you know.
I know we've talked months ago, and I know that your views have changed on a lot of different things. And at one time, you'll go into that and explain these things because it's important for people to hear what you have to say, because these are things that I kind of told you, but you were like really set on doing something a certain way. And then when you come to the realization of everything, you can see how that makes somewhat a little bit of sense. And
you know,
it's not easy
to
figure
speak for everybody. It's not, but I think for me, I think the word I use is compromise. At some point, because of the way YouTube is, depending on what your goals are, because we're back to that whole thing. What is your path? If you start adding in the issue of being a new YouTuber, and your first milestone might be to go, I'd like to get the monetization out of the way, so that's not part of it's controlling what I want to do creatively, because I do feel like it does.
Right.
Like if I talk to a lot of people, they're like, I had to make compromises because I got to get more videos done and I want to get the monetization out of the way. And that will free me up. It kind of reminds me of musicians like, hey, just sell out, make a Formula tune, get paid huge, and go ahead and make any crappy indie song you want.
Yep.
You know?
Vinny is always making funny stuff. He's funny.
Oh, John Peck's put that up. Yeah, I know. It's massive. It's massive. Wait till you see him squat.
He's hilarious.
His little aperture underwear.
So I just want to let you know, Ken, just in case, I was pretty good strength coach. So
I like that.
If your football team ever needs, a little bit of knowledge on specific people and what is the appropriate stances for individuals anatomically for their body style for squatting or deadlifting, just let me know. I'm just telling you.
This just got weird.
Someone said something about, I think Darlene said she watches D and Nick Nimmin, right?
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing, and this is why I learned so much, right? D and Nick Nimmin, I love them. I love them, right? I don't watch them all the time anymore. I used to watch them a lot, right? Because at some point they're talking about the same information kind of over and over. And if you're utilizing what they told you from the get-go and you're implementing those things and you stop back and check out some of their videos and make sure you're not missing anything new up to the date, you're getting really good information and you got to run with it. Okay? Like I tell everybody, nobody that wants you to succeed wants you to keep on hanging out in the same place for 5 years. People want you to succeed, move on, come back, check out other things and see if you can add on to that and come back and say hi. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know that the information was great. Let me know you've learned for something. Teach me something. Contribute to our stream. That's like all awesome stuff, so
it is. That's
is this another new face?
RX
Pocket
Rob
Aperture.
Allen. Look at that. RX
Dr. Rob
stands
Allen.
out like it.
Dr. X.
Pocket Aperture.
I really appreciate you stopping
No, I'm not.
in here.
I've not seen the doctor.
Where are these people coming from? And I don't even know if.
Hey, doctor.
How did you find me? Even?
Can you write John a prescription?
Yeah,
he needs one.
I don't even remember anyone's
It's great to meet you.
Yeah, new people
sometimes
left
people
and right.
just find you. You can't. I agree. It's a nice surprise. It's always nice to see new people and old people and new people.
I used to work for a YouTuber friend at a 100K subs, and demands included deadlines. If you don't meet them, there goes your partnership. Yeah, I mean, because it is their business and it makes sense to me by any means. Yeah. So I get that. But I want to hang out here for 5 years. Brian, dude, we want you to hang out forever. And I want to hang out on your channel and on your live streams. And I want us to all be looking back 5 years from now and be so thankful for where we are. And the energy be immense and just and where we've we've been through is no joke, and we don't have to have people sugarcoating things, and we give feedback to people, and we don't have to sit there and play charades about who we are. I just want to meet real people, and dude, you guys are dropping. Like, if I could have a stream like this every single week, I would be.
The quality of conversation with tech and just other things in here was wonderful. Yeah, this isn't like my dad telling me at 16, you got 24 months, son.
Right.
Get out of my stream.
And if there were 12 people in here, or 10 or 8 with the same questions, it's, to me, it's really the talk that we're having and what people get out of it. You'll see my true passion come out when I have people asking the questions and piecing things together, and us having intelligent conversations about how all these tools fit together. And when we have those conversations, dude, you'll see the passion come out. Tonight's one of those nights. Tonight is one of those nights. So Cashew sent me. I thank you so much. Cashew, thank you. Thank you for that. I really appreciate you doing that.
Oh, that's very nice. It's great to meet you.
Yeah.
And we'll find you and we will hunt you down.
Yes, they're live.
Yes, they are live. John actually is a Robotron. He's not really alive.
I plan on being here. Great stream every week. I mean, listen, we're here for a long time sometimes, and I've explained why we do some of these things. Like, the longer I'm on vMix, the longer I'm doing different transitions, that where we pull people up at like different scenes and use these kinds of things where we're constantly changing things up. The better I get at it, the smoother I get at it, the easier looking at my comments over here and trying to pull things up and keep up with you awesome people asking like incredible, stuff is it's a learning process, and I want to get good at it. And there's a reason why we stream a lot. If you want to get good at something, you do it. When you're an athlete, you do it over and over and over. And that's it.
Repetition.
When I trained for a sport, it was hours of training to get good at that. This is hours of training. Bring your own orangutan feed, but you're all welcome. No, stop. Stop with that. Stop. You're going to do good stuff. So many huge channels are letting go of live streaming in order to force people into watching their videos. Fair enough, but the knowledge gets set in stone that way. You're coming to the rescue.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's a very nice compliment.
Always dropping some beautiful stuff. I mean,
Well, he's smarter than us too, currently, because we never think of these things.
This is where I have to drop this.
Oh, here we go. Oh my God! If you got really strong earbuds and they're loud in your ears, that really shakes your ears.
Rodrigo, really kind words, and I really appreciate what you're saying for both of us. And
it's a good point where you're talking about static, where it takes a little bit longer to get things back in sync because tech does change. I mean, how fast, I don't know, but
now
you work cheap, no brainer, asking for a friend.
No brainer. You're going to get comments like this because those comments are too kind. By the way, Rodrigo, I'll PayPal you after the stream.
And he's got a no compete clause, so I believe he can't go into Tommy's stream.
So the quality of conversations in here around tech, lighting, and llamas. You know what it is? Here's what Jay, J.A. and I talked about. And I know we say this, but it is true. We talk after the stream all the time. We sat around each other one night and we were just talking and we're like, you know what? Some people just want sometimes, like, we can throw the nuggets out there, the information, and it's great stuff and we can roll with it. Sometimes people just want to have fun. Some people want to come in here, hang, have some fun, ask a question, get an answer, keep on having fun. You got to go with the flow. The energy's still positive. The people here are still fun. It doesn't have to be deep dive every week. And we sat there and we're like amazed by it because you tend to overthink things a lot of times. And we all do in this field of YouTube. And we talked about that, right? And we were like, people just like good conversation, fun people, good value systems, and trustworthiness and all that jazz. And it just like goes a long way, man.
I mean, my thought on that too is that, like, we were talking about that, and my feeling as somebody who's always a new kid, I just got this belief that sometimes people just want to go somewhere in this world. Yeah, they want to learn something. That's fair. but they want to go somewhere where they know somebody, they know their name. It's the old Cheers reference. You can go to let's go to a coffee shop or a bar and we get a drink. That doesn't mean we can't talk about tech. It doesn't mean we can't dabble around what, the new Sony is like, but sometimes you can have a better conversation when you get off into a minute, have some laughs, and people start to feel more comfortable and they're not just stuck in a corner feeling like an outsider. I just think that, we want to welcome everybody out of the shadows a little bit. And once you're comfortable, you have a better conversation. I think you have a better conversation.
We absolutely do. And Mommy Guide here is part of the person that's
Mommy.
Been around here forever, helping us.
She has.
She's supporting each other and coming to each other's rescue, because it's not an easy task to get where we're going. And I know Brian one time when I said, that we all struggle, and everybody thinks Lynn looks at me and they say, I never think John has to struggle. What it is that we all struggle, but I'm not going to come in. I don't come on anywhere and just, you're not going to see that happen like in front. I'm going to work through it. I'm a workhorse. If I was 33 like Dan C is now, you would see the same thing. I'll work you, under the ground. Being that I'm going to be 51 is a different story, and I'm working a full-time job and a 10-year-old and all that jazz. But I just want to work hard. I want people to appreciate what we're doing, just like all of you, right? You just want people to show up, appreciate, give good feedback.
Everybody's working hard.
Help each other out with serious answers. I don't want people coming over here and just saying, I love your video. I love your video. I want people to come over here and, well, you could do that too. Like, I'm not saying you can't do that, but
you'd be okay if somebody came in and said,
you could
I like your video, but you maybe should have done this. Like you actually take I do too. Like if somebody comes in here with some constructive criticism and I can learn from that, I'm going to be 1,000% honest. I'm okay with that. I don't know, maybe it's our age. I just checked out on that ego stuff a long time ago. I don't really care. And I also realized over the years, there's always a better drummer than you. And B, you are not in competition with anybody but yourself. And so when you kind of cross that threshold, it's a relief, it's freeing, and that's when I think you can be a little bit more creative and you can just be more in the moment of what you're trying to do in life.
And the thing is, you guys don't get this, right? Like we're dropping some knowledge about what we're talking about, but I watch everybody's videos. I watch your live streams. I'm learning from you guys too. You all are talented in different ways. And I take those pieces in different situations and I try to, extract them and learn from them about how to learn how to manage multiple things at the same time. You just
said one thing.
I'm going to tell you right now.
How to learn. Yeah. How to learn. That's a great I just like that.
And also like Jeff is here next to me, right? A lot of times I'm looking at these questions here. I'm looking at the stream. I'm working the software at the same time. And Jeff is talking. And a lot of times in the beginning, especially, I'm getting better at it. When Jeff is talking, it's hard for me to understand what he's talking about and keep up with that while I'm keeping everything else going at the same time. Having a host, right? Because when you're by yourself, it's by yourself. But when you have someone else giving input and talking, you will notice in a lot of the earlier live streams and getting better at it now that I pay more attention and I could have rebuttal quicker because I'm learning everything at a much better pace at this present time. So
it's not easy to do that. And it's also, just not to step on you. Anybody who's done co-hosting, that's just another added nugget. It can be a good thing and it also be something that's tricky to work on. What do you say here? What do you say about the llamas? Paul, the day they figure out people are here for the llamas, the day they blow up.
It's going to happen any day.
I tried, man. I did it. I'm going to come out with some kind of J&J llama streaming buddy hats.
We already talked about it. We got T-shirts. We have an idea. It's going to be kind of funny, and I think people will like them.
I love the idea. Yeah, it's a great idea. The 2 in the morning idea.
That's true. Keep information fresh in what you do. Yeah. Listen, I know you're authentic with your comments, and I appreciate them, Rodrigo. Not a lot of people can be as articulate with their questions and also as easygoing with the compliments. And your compliments are so sincere that it's hard for me to even fathom that someone would say that. And I appreciate you, though. I appreciate you.
It's good you can read.
Dr. Ham, Thursday nights, 9 Eastern here. Tuesday nights at 9 Eastern at J.A. Smith's. Yeah, so that's our stream, and I'll roll that a little bit right now so you can catch that. But
rolling. By the way, next Tuesday, I'm not going to commit 1,000%, but I think I might be doing my first VMix hosting.
Yeah, he's right. It's not 100%, but I think we're gonna give that a shot, right?
I may push through it. You guys can come out Tuesday, and look, if it falls apart, so what? But you should come and watch the carnage. If nothing else, we can laugh about the carnage. So come out and check it out Tuesday.
Right.
It might absolutely be a rock and rolling nonsense, but
yeah. Yep. I think we're gonna have some fun, and that's what we need every now and then is some fun, though. It's different than our space. I love finding new spots that we can relate, sort of. Yeah, right. Because you guys are YouTubing, and also you're trying to up your game, right? So doesn't that all make sense for us, right? If you're YouTubing, I went for a cigar, then came back. Cool, nice. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to backtrack here because I noticed I got
to start smoking cigars. Do you think a cigar with this hat will work? I mean, I'm keeping the hat. I like the hat.
I like this.
I'm going to call a new channel. I'm going to call it Creative Lids. It's going to be my new channel.
Oh, Creative Lids. That's good.
Yeah. Then
all right. So there's a lot of comments here, just everybody talking amongst each other, which is great. I love that.
They're so nice. They're nice
thank
with
you
each other, which makes me happy.
Yeah. It's wonderful. You guys are coming in.
Yeah. We love seeing you here. I don't know. I mean,
Tommy made a great comment before.
Okay.
He made a great comment that I can't find, but
okay.
I think
what's it about?
No Brainer's referring to him a little bit here, which his comment was, podcasts wouldn't be so popular if video was so important. So he's kind of like backing what I was saying, which is if your video is like pretty decent looking, and then you have your audio that's sounding great, it goes a long way. And so it's all about spending the money for the different things that we're trying to improve in the right fashion, because I always bring up the lighting issue with me about how I spend the money for the lighting first, which I should have, and it would have made my camera look a heck of a lot better, and just stuck with the USB mic, and then I would have waited a little bit longer to have an upgrade in the mic. It would have been suffice. It would have been a better decision, but I didn't. But they're saying right here that there are, however, brave old schoolers still doing that, like Nick Nimmin. Yeah, you know why they're doing it? Because these guys crush it. I mean, Nick is over 800,000 people. He does live streams where they drop super chats. He gives good information and value. So that's the thing. If you're giving great value, why wouldn't they? So heck yeah, I'll go and drop this information because I got 300 people showing up and 400 people for my live streams dropping super chats left and right. And all my affiliate links are going off the hook, which, is awesome. Which, guys, thank you if you've used any of my affiliate links lately. I can't believe in the last month I've had like $1,800 of sales, which I didn't make $1,800. Trust me.
No, you make like $12.
So I made overall, thanks to one of them was Todd bought some stuff, and then someone else bought like a Canon Mark II through my affiliate links. But I made in 2 months $75. $75.
I think the best
in 2 months.
And the best thing about that is that it just helps you keep the affiliate links, because Amazon's so weird about it. It's just,
they're so weird.
I think so that's probably the biggest. I mean, money's money, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We take our money and kind of pass it forward anyway every time we get it. So
and so here, that's the truth. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But that doesn't mean that you can't bring good value and that you can't have an audience. That's what. So people get hung up on that. They get so hung up on who's better. It's not to worry about that. Don't even think about that. It's just do what you can do and be the best you can be, and let your audience show up.
But we have to talk about it because YouTube sets up a scenario where it feels competitive, and it's not. It just feels like it is. So it's good to have that conversation. What is this, John? I will give you one more.
I started reading this. I was like, oh, good. Some constructive criticism.
What is?
This is go pack go. Hey, they're one of. I'm not a hater of a good football team. That's for sure. And I'm going to be honest with you. I stopped watching some heavy duty sports probably like about 10 years ago. I got
kid.
I just got so hurt by my Knicks and Lakers had some years, and I just got heartbroken.
Yeah.
Raiders. I was such a big Raiders fan back in the day when Bo Jackson and Allen, Marcus Allen played together.
Allen. God, yeah.
And then they went to the Super Bowl.
Kenny Stabler.
Ken the Snake Stabler.
Left-handed snake. Yeah. I used to love those teams. Like Eric Coryell. I'm so old.
He says, I have a couple of tees for you guys. Oh, that would be so awesome.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd wear that.
That would be so
You're
awesome.
great. That would be so great.
All right. So
super into that. 99%. Yeah.
Commitment. 99.99.
Yeah. 999%. Because that's a real number.
Tommy's hilarious. He goes, no brainers. John's mom's second channel. Oh, that's hilarious, dude. That is hilarious. I love that.
Is actually, that's pretty spicy stuff right there. I don't think he's wrong. Although I haven't seen No Brainer use anything with a K yet. So if that happens, we know that, Marlene is winding that channel up. Thank you. See, another Fedora liker. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And here's Laquita, and she says, I'm silently watching for watch time. You're almost there.
Oh, hi.
Thank you so much.
He is almost there.
My watch time is really close. Really, I'm just working on getting my subscribers. That's actually even more important right this second, because I feel like I'm like there any day. But I appreciate that. I appreciate the love, man. That is awesome.
That's great energy, man.
You must be brainwashed. Just hit record.
Yeah, just knock it out. Just hit record, Ken.
So J.A. Smith's Dr. Rob Allen is a musician.
Oh,
okay.
Fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, what
Love
you don't realize is I think part of the reason is, even though I'm not as artistic as Jeff and musical wise in any way and stuff, and as creative, I grew up in a very creative and musical house. And so music was always close to me. And that's why I feel like I'm drawn to a lot of creative people, if you can vibe that.
Yeah, that totally makes sense, actually. Yeah. You don't have to be great at being creative to enjoy being creative.
Yeah.
Drummer! Oh, see, that's why he sounded so brilliant. That's I love that. Cool. That's really great to hear. Another drummer in the house. We could talk shop sometime. That'd be fun. That would drive John nuts, but that'd be fun. If he can put up with llamas, he can put up a little drummer talk. That's fine.
Oh yeah, I can. Absolutely. I'm here for a coffee talk and twerk at Black Truffles Homestead. So if anyone knows here that Blind Guy, his wife, and their life, which is Corey, and if you haven't checked out their channel and their crowd, there's just a great bunch of people that have taken me in, and we have great conversations. They have very informative videos, and
they do.
I just love the vibe there too. And plus, Corey's funny. Yeah. They're just sweet people. And more than anything, they started calling me Coffee Talk and Twerk, and because we would joke around about dancing and everything, and about how much I used to like it, and so that's what they stick with, and so that's what they call me over there, and I love it. I love it. So, and
just you dancing still blows my mind, man.
So there's a guy and his wife there. Same here, supporting ours. So, oh man, guys, thank you so much, Black Tropical Homestead. I appreciate that, man.
That's so nice.
Awesome. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, we all have goals, and so if we know somebody's trying to reach a goal, like, we're gonna support people. So that's the whole.
So idea. Anybody that's new to us, that's the old thing. We tell them, when the stream's over, please go in and drop a comment at the end so we can find you. Because if we haven't subscribed to you, I guarantee we will. Plus, we want to just say hi to you. So please do that.
I gotta wrap up this stream. I just want to, if there's any questions here, I just want to see what's going on. I see this, what mics we're using. Both of us are using the RE320. Jeff got it first. He sounded like so great on it. It's one of those mics where we both said, hey, I would go for that mic because we like it.
Yeah.
And he got it first, and then I got it after him, and I agree. I was so happy with it at this point, but we just got them recently. They're high-end people up in here. I'm humble. No, listen, You don't have to feel that way. I don't know if you mean high end about the talk or about the equipment, but what's great is no matter what, I just want you to know that you can ask anything here, and I'll try to help anybody on any level. So that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And I'm
sure
glad that they came in and asked I'm glad they came in and dropped their question. We had not met. I think it's Indy. I had not met Indy before, so it was great to see that come in, ask the question, man. Don't hesitate.
Right.
Get involved, mix it up.
There you go. Right there. There's the vibe. Oh,
that's right. Drummers and llamas. There you go.
Is he? Wait a second. I saw something. Oh, he's a guitarist, and that's what my father is, by the way. I wonder how old Doc is and what type of music he is. My dad's a guitarist, and he's been around the New York area and has played for many, many years. Actually, he's actually what did I see? He's playing somewhere. Oh no. I saw him this week, 3 days ago. He put up the little thing of when he was on tour with Hall & Oates, and then below it was like they opened up for Hall & Oates, and so he made a joke saying that they needed us to bring in more people for Hall & Oates because Hall & Oates was, especially in the early '80s, was huge. So
that hair.
Yep, that's a good point, and I'm probably not. You're so right. Thank you, Cashew. Once again, I am not in live chat. I was in. Yeah, oh my
Cashew's
God.
Yeah, you're just a mess. I didn't want to say anything. I'm trying to be, because it's not easy doing what you're doing. But yeah, I switched over to live right away tonight just to make sure. But
I forgot. If I missed anybody's stuff, just let it know that I just learned even about the live chat and the top chat and about how you can miss different things. But did I miss an incredibly a lot or no?
No, I think what we ought to do is have a complaint email, a form where people can complain to us. That would be great. And then we can have a checkbox, what type of complaint? And it's always going to be, John didn't read my question, of course, because, skipped over.
Oh.
Or, yeah.
I'm remembering him with this. He had the law talk for 9 lawyers. I remember that. Okay. I appreciate the advice you gave me on my channel. I remember that. Okay. Cool. So, if there's not any questions in here, this is a new face. I was already in them. But
Mark Sequence.
In Stitches, nonetheless. This is Mark Sequence. I don't know who this is, but listen, we do it for everybody, so we got to drop some confetti if you're new in here, Mark.
Mark,
I
welcome
appreciate
in.
You stopping in. Welcome to
into
the
crowd.
confetti
pool here with the stream buds.
And I thank you. We're gonna wrap up things, and whoever is a guitarist or has a guitarist friend must be fed up with changing the G string jokes. Right.
Oh, or every drummer joke known to man, but whatever.
Oh, so Jen shows up now, right when that's a big
right
Karen invitation, and here she is having a complaint box. Karen.
Well, we'll call it the big K box or whatever. I don't care, but I'm thinking we need a little bit of a form where people can just drop those comments. So.
Oh, thank you, Tommy.
Oh, hey, Tommy.
Tommy's he's awesome, and I appreciate every time that anyone shares my stream to other people to come in and catch anything. I'm blessed to have these kind people, and this is what's great. I don't ask anything from anybody. I don't act any different, expecting anything. And what I find out is it's just being yourself. People come out there to just say, "Hey, I'm here to support. I'm here to help you out." Or they don't say anything. They just do it. And then I'm just so thankful. That's all I could tell you.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody's just helping everybody. And we do the same, which is great.
I know, Tommy. I apologize. I'm trying to. This is a learning curve, right? You guys, if you don't know the difference between top chat and live chat, I just learned that literally 2 weeks ago. And I forgot again because the live chat is what you want to be in to be much more punctual with what's actively going on in here. So I appreciate Brian Paul has a complaint, of course.
Let's just stop the show for Brian because, it's going to be War and Peace.
Yeah, it's going to be War and Peace, and we need more cowbell.
It's going to be a long book.
Bye, Tommy.
So I have a more cowbell shirt. I'll wear that next time, the hat.
So what? 24 in the chat can't wrap up now. Well, you know what it is? We drop a lot of good info, and I don't want to be just hanging out to hang out. I think that like the last few weeks I've really been pushing the envelope, and I'm trying to, we talked about having a little bit more balance with our family life, and me getting to bed a little earlier to function better on a Friday after having like this incredible conversation that we had you can't get better than this, especially if you guys are busting gonads in here. So I see everybody just laughing. So
I like the busting gonads. That's great.
Yeah.
Nice stream. Yeah. We love the stream buds. That's our thing. And we got some shirt ideas in mind for that. And John came up with 2 a.m. We came up with a really good one.
Thanks, Brian.
And we're just going to have to act on that. Thank you, Brian. That's really sweet.
Thank you.
Brian's such a great.
Dr. Rob B. Allen. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We'd love to have
why
you
does
back.
Top Chat even exist? I don't even know. That's another good question that I could try to figure out. Maybe Tom
I'm sure it's a good reason, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, and okay. So Mark is new to live streaming. So just so you know, like Mark, we do these live streams at JA's and my channel. And if you're looking to ask any questions that you want, you can jump in on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock Eastern at JA's channel, and my channel is on Thursdays at 9 o'clock. Feel free to ask anything, like literally ask anything, and we'll try to help you the best we can. If it's so much in detail that we literally have to spend a lot of time on it, that's something you send me an email, send Jeff an email, send a DM to me at Coffee Talk and Tech on Instagram, and we can go from there. Like, we have even met people in StreamYard and have helped them in StreamYard together. So if it comes down to that, we're not against that, and we would absolutely, not at all. Except this weekend is going to be a booked weekend for me, actually, and you are booked with me on Saturday because we have a interview together from an eBay reseller. Philly Flipper is having us on 5 to 7 on Saturday, and then Sunday I'm on as a guest at Blind Eye. What is it? Oh, God, I just went blank.
Blind Guy's wife in life.
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh my God, this is why I got.
You can do this. You can do this.
Yeah.
Do you want me to slap you?
I'm tired, but I'm going to be on their show that deals with marriage. So hopefully that will go smooth. If you guys want to laugh, go over there and watch me. So John's a top guy. So I've heard. Vinny's got the jokes. He does, right? He always does.
I want to hang out when I do come to your house to hang. If Vinny isn't there hanging, so I can just get some info on you and intel and just rap on you, I'm going to be so mad.
Vinny just talked to me and he's like, "Oh, we tried to get together last weekend, but we got to make it happen soon because he's a good guy, and I know him and his wife since like first year in high school. So it's like we got to make that happen.
I mean, he's putting up with you, so he's got to be decent.
Yeah." All live streams are awesome, but any more focused on audio and lighting quality is a life-saving one. Those are all good things. Anything to help us learn more. I don't ever want to chat until towards the end because I respect your stream and I can only stay for PG.
That is so funny.
Jen, you're hilarious.
You are
dropping
hilarious.
things like that.
We're so happy we met you.
Yeah, dropping stuff like that in so we could just laugh is fantastic. So I appreciate it.
We can't take ourselves too seriously, right? Come on, people.
Yeah. And this goes for like, all the resellers, community, the YouTube community, anyone who is here that needs any help with some of the tech. If we can help, that offer stands for everybody.
It can be so frustrating, and if not everybody wants to be an audiophile, they just need something to work. So find us. We both have emails on our thing. Find our Instagrams or whatever. I got to make mine a little pronounced, but hunt us out and send a note, man. We will respond. So
okay, so he's saying YouTube claims top chat filters and shows more relevant messages. So I was going to ask either Tommy or I know that what's her name would know.
Cashew.
Good
Lord.
I have to go to bed.
You are broken.
Yeah, I am.
Wow. You are just carnage.
Cashew would know. So
they've been great. They've been such a great community for us. So
Jen's funny. Guys, awesome, good stuff. Busting llama chops. Gotcha. Thanks, guys. He says, yeah, absolutely. And Dr. Rob, thanks for stopping in. All right, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up. Thanks everybody for coming out. Yeah, here's Cashew. She's dropping the K. It's filtered out any messages when I come in. LOL. Thanks. Top chat. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Got to fix that.
Yeah.
Got to fix that.
Mark has no life. What does this say? $10. John says John falls asleep in 2 minutes. No, that won't happen. J and A will talk right after this for probably 20 minutes or so. I have to stop after 20 minutes because
I'll put a clock on it.
Ken.
So I put you to bed. I'll put you to bed at 20 minutes after this is over.
All right, guys. I don't have an intro and
Thank you, Ken.
exit yet on our live streams, but it's not always necessary to look so fancy all the time. We'll look fancy another day. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for everything.
Yeah, thank you.
What does this say? Can we end with what's your why?
What's your why?
Why do you do YouTube?
That's a heady question. It's a good one.
So you want me to stay another hour, is what you're saying.
I guarantee you and I could kill an hour on that question.
I love
easily.
this, but I'm going to give you something really short because I have explained this here, and you're kind of like a little bit new stopping in here, I think. So I want to just say, in 2008, right, when I was riding motorcycles all the time, I wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I couldn't wrap my head around the tech, the editing, the camera work, everything that I'm learning right now. And I gave up on trying to do that, even though I just have so much knowledge about the motorcycles and how many and all this stuff. Long story short, I had a bad motorcycle accident. I tried to find something that would fulfill my energy, my brain. I tried having a Mustang GT. I tried rebuilding Jeep TJs. I tried to keep my hands busy with all stuff like that and knowledge and stuff. And I do tech stuff at work. And then when everything hit the wall with everything, my son was home. He wanted to start a YouTube channel. He's been asking me for years. We started his channel. And then I said, what the heck, man? I'm 50 years old. Let me try this. And I started my YouTube channel. So long story short, we can, dive into that deeper another time, but that's really why it happened with me. So, but thank you for asking that. I could go
it's a great
for
question,
an hour
really.
about that for that bonus round. Yeah,
exactly. The bonus round.
That's what it was.
They're onto us. They're so onto us on the bonus. Yeah.
Cashew,
we're like
so
the encores that just keep coming out, the encore and the encore. We knew we were going to play 5 more songs.
I let the cat out of the box. But Vinny, everybody, Vinny's my high school friend. I would like to get him on a stream one day. We can have a little fun with that. That would be awesome. Yeah, and we're going to do that. It's just going to happen in time.
And John, we do have plans for the future for some other fun stuff. So hang around, guys. Keep finding us. We've got some plans to keep expanding some fun things for you guys and with you guys. So
I know. I mean, I feel bad, but I love
not letting you go.
And I could talk all night.
No.
So
I have noticed this about you.
Vinny's in
a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're going to jump into a little bit of a.
My grandmother never talked that much.
No, thank you. You always add Cashew came in here weeks and weeks ago, and she just brings
months ago.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good comments, a lot of good information. She's informative. She's smart about YouTube, and she deserves to have a wrench. And it really, it's not even deserve. It helps me because she's on top of things, and another person to help out if anything happened or to help in general. Yeah. She's awesome. So
people say those things, but you're right. We do learn a lot from Cashew.
But it's not even just learning a lot. She's proven to be a friend. So that's
no, of course. And that's the way to learn, man. People that you trust.
I'm going to dress up as a middle-aged bald guy.
You're there. Got it. You nailed it.
I'm done.
You nailed it. You're done. Listen. If I come on, if I come on, you screw with me and I dress up on my Tuesday and you come in as a middle-aged guy dressed up and you didn't. I don't want this shit either. I'm sorry, but I don't want this where you put a black dot and you're like, I'm a hole punch. I don't want that nonsense. It better be something more. I
have stuff and it's going to get better.
Okay.
So,
because I'm wearing something Tuesday and I'm wearing something different on Thursday for your stream. So I got
I'll get something a little different.
Yeah, and I'm going to have a live llama behind me.
Guys.
Through my streams.
Thanks for coming in. And Vinny said yes, by the way. He's going to come and join me someday.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for checking us out. Brian, thanks for being here like always. And I appreciate everybody here. You guys are awesome. I can't say more than that. I had a blast. Thanks, guys. We will talk to you soon. Peace out and have a good week. Talk to you soon. Maybe see a stream on Saturday. We'll play it by ear. But thanks a lot, guys. Keep the lookout for us. Bye.
Llama time. Llama.